All right, hello, Internet. So look at us all here, friends new and old. It's the Macolites, the original Macolites, right? I think that's what we are. Yeah, and we're going to play some D&D for you. How cool is that? So, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Super big shout out and thank you to our good friends, the Castle Mac crew, for hosting our game on their channel. We'll try not to louse it up. And before we go too much further, how about a big, I don't know, whatever, but a big congratulations for 1,000 followers.
So exciting.
Amazing. In less than a year, by the way. They're still a couple weeks, maybe a week or less away from their stream anniversary of 1 year. So really, really cool. So congratulations to Castle Mac people, one and all. It's just, the community is so friendly, so nice, inclusive, and the D&D is off the rails good. So, woo! So let's do some Into the Borderlands. We are running through the Goodman Games remake of the original B1, back in the 70s D&D module called Into the Unknown. And the book that we're playing out of, just to refresh memory here, is the, moving stuff around, is this bad boy, published by Goodman Games, and it's got both B1 and B2, so Into the Unknown and Keeping the Borderlands, and we're playing right now. We are on session 13, believe it or not, of In the Unknown, and we are excited to be there. So, let's go around real quick, just a quick introduction so everybody knows who's who and who's playing what character. I am Wiley Hobbit. I'm your DM, so hopefully that's going to end well for us. And let's just go around. Hi, Abby. Tell us who you are and what you're playing here.
Hi, I'm Abby, the currently dying zoology student. I'll be playing the Theorist, the Minotaur Barbarian, and since Sharon Logic isn't here, I will be playing Flint, the Earth Genasi Ranger.
Alright, thank you very much. Yes, we're missing Shannon Logic. She had to do real adult things this evening, so we will struggle along without her. We do have my friend and yours, Ms. Misery. Tell us what's going on there in Canada, eh?
It's snowing. It's cold. As you said, I am Miss Misery, and I am playing Harlow, the Tiefling Warlock. Yeah, I lost my train of thought, but that's it.
That's okay. So yes, Harlow, the Tiefling Warlock, the Golden Tiefling Warlock. All right, let's go on to Devin. Tell us a little bit about what's going on there, Mr. Devin.
Hello, I'm Devin.
Let's go on to...
I'm playing Pavel Mansard, human fighter of the Arcane Archer subclass. Yeah, very excited. Very excited, indeed.
All right, and then finally we had, for a little while here, we had Wyala. There she is. I can see her like over the delay and stuff, and then she's poofed away from what I can see. Do you guys have her?
She's rebooting.
Okay.
She
cool.
threw up a message.
Very good. So she'll be popping back in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the summary, and then when she gets back in here, Sheena can kind of tell us who she is and all that. We are currently 4th level, isn't that right?
Correct.
Very exciting. We leveled up a few sessions ago. The group is searching for Zeliger's Bane. Very exciting. They've been sent on a little bit of a quest or a mission from Lord Thanon. We're in the world of Greyhawk, and they are in, it's a former residence, mostly sort of abandoned, at least abandoned by the original constructors and owners, Rogan and Zeligar. And they are searching for Zeliger's Bane for Lord Thanon, who is the son of Zeligar. And they're in this place called Quasqueton, and they've been dungeon crawling. You guys have been dungeon crawling, what, about 6 sessions now? 6, 7?
It's been a minute.
It's been a while, yeah. I want to say we're getting close to a week. I don't have that in front of me, but we got to be 5-6 days in now, underground and game time. And they have been exploring one level, kind of the main level, through the front door, if you will. They've managed to empty out a tower, like a watchtower that's attached to the complex. And they found themselves, the last 2 episodes now, first Pavel fell down the shaft into the pool of water and was quickly rescued. And then last week, Harlow accidentally fell down the 40-foot drop into the bone-chilling cold water. And then, of course, Flint, like she does, dove right in after her. And so Harlow and Flint got to do a little exploration down in the caverns, and what they discovered is down in the caverns, it's not nearly as nicely hewn and constructed. It's more like natural caves, caverns, a little more wet and dank. And they ambled into a room not far from the pool room that they fell, through the pit into. And upon opening the door, they were greeted by some little red creatures of magma and fire. And they tried a few rounds of combat and decided to, what did you call that earlier, Pavel? They ran out of there like bitches. Yeah.
I believe I said we ran away like little bitches.
Yes. Pavel went down after a suitable time of not hearing anything to lend his help. And when they all kind of began to assess what was going on, they decided it might make sense to get the heck out of there. So they ran out of there, as Pavel said, like little bitches.
Yeah, we hightailed it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while watching the top of the pit, our good friend Letherus, our Minotaur country boy bumpkin guy, was set upon by a nasty, nasty, stinky lizard thing that we've come to discover is called a troglodyte. But in true Letherus fashion, Letherus dispatched the troglodyte pretty quickly.
3 of them, actually.
Was it 3?
Yeah, there was 3 of them.
I've slept since then, and I got to take better notes, I guess. But yeah, so you wiped out some trogs, and so we find our party all back at the level where the pit is, kind of standing on the pit, kind of talking about what's going on. So I don't know that we have. Do we have Sheena back?
Yes.
All right, Sheena, what's going on?
Oh, no, my computer doesn't like me.
Well, we like you, so that's what matters. There you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us who you're playing, Sheena. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a session or two, maybe. Or maybe we have. I don't know. But it's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Hi, I'm Sheena, or Likes the Villain on Twitter. I play Lyala Bright, who is a half-elf war cleric.
Very nice. Glad to have you back amongst the party members. So, let's play D&D, shall we? A couple notes really quick about some house rules things. Should you feel the need to donate some bits, once we get to 500 bits, the party earns what we're calling a divine advantage. So they will get advantage on any dice roll. They just need to declare they're using it before making the dice roll. If you crit, natural 20, you get to roll your damage dice twice. Okay. A potion can be imbibed as a bonus action. That's kind of important to know. And then you can give each other inspiration. I'm pretty sure everybody probably has an inspiration right now. Would that be fair?
I had one previously, but I used it. So.
Well, all of you start each game with a player-given inspiration. So, should you wish to reward all of you start each game with something heroic or amazing or great roleplay or staying awake during one of my monologues, whatever it is, feel free to award that inspiration. And then we do short rests, 2 per long rest maximum, and they take about 5 minutes of game time just to keep things moving. So, are we ready?
I believe
Yes,
so.
sir.
Okay. So the pit is 20 feet north and south, and there's a passage on the west side, and that's 10 feet wide, and there's a 20-foot wide passage on the east side of the pit. Which side of the pit did the party pull themselves up to? The west side or the east side?
It was whichever one we fell into it from.
Okay, the direction you came from to find yourselves down the pit again was from the west.
Okay, and we probably pulled ourselves up into the west.
That's where we came from.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around, look at the dead bodies, look up at Letherus, and go, wow, well done. Took out a few, and I mean, did you have a hard time? You got it? You good?
He wipes some gook from his face and shakes off his hands. Like, no, yeah, I had got it covered. They weren't actually that hard.
Those smell absolutely disgusting, by the way.
Yeah, they really do. He gives himself a little sniff. I think I'm starting to get a little overwrapped. What with all the guts constantly getting on me.
I can see. Yeah. You sort of don't notice it until you mention it, but
Yep.
Yeah, it really
Yeah,
just
I don't
permeates your nostrils, right? Really gets in your ass.
I don't imagine any of us smell very good.
No, it's not great.
That is true. We've been here a while.
Although, I guess, actually, people like Harlow and Flint probably at least smell a little less malodorous, considering their fall into the water. At least some of the grime got washed off.
True.
Yeah, I think the dunk helped a little bit, but not much.
And Flint probably got a nice, good layer of dirt off from the acid bath way back when.
True.
You're not wrong. Not wrong.
So I'm gonna sort of plop down and look at the group and I go. The way I see it, we've got sort of two options. I mean, we've been basically everywhere on this level except for one path, which is back over near the beginning of the zigzaggy passage.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's that metal door down there. I'd rather get this floor done before we make a more concerted effort to, figure out what's down there. But, I leave it to a vote.
It would be pretty frustrating if we went ahead and started going down and left that one bit, and what we were looking for is there.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm good with whatever. You know me.
Alright, so finish this floor, and then if we don't find what we need, take a look down there.
Yes,
I agree.
sir.
Sounds good.
Okay, let me set your location again. I misspoke. There was actually a doorway that you came through, and that's how Misery went down the pit. Open the door, step through the door, down the pit. And that door is on the north end of the pit. So if you're where you came in from, you're actually in a hallway that is just north of the pit.
Yeah,
And
that's
if you were to go up that hallway to the north, there would be a door about every 40, 50 feet, and you had explored all three of those rooms on your way down to where you find yourself now. So,
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Does that ring a bell?
Yep.
Yes.
And if you go up that passageway far enough, it'll bend 45 to the left, 45 to the left again, 45, and you'll be in that significant length of zigzag 45-degree turn hallway.
Yeah, so we'll head back to that zigzaggy tunnel and go all the way across.
Would you provide for me your marching order, please?
What were we doing with that? I can
There's
never
is
remember.
always in the back.
Theris in the back with old Bill. I think I was sort of middle front.
Yeah, it's been either me or Flint in the front, so I'll take the front this time.
I'll stay in the back.
The very back or second to
Yeah,
last?
second to last.
Okay.
So Harlow, Pavel, Flint in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Layala, and Lethiris, and of course Old Bill. And for those of you who are new to our game, Old Bill is a mule that was provided to the group when they left High Meadow Manor some couple weeks, probably almost 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah, he's a very good boy and needs to be protected at all costs.
And he behaves, and he's carrying all your gear and loot.
Also
has been a pretty lucrative journey into the dark, from a magical item, potion, gold, platinum, silver perspective.
Yeah, I mean, Harlow's completely immune to fire now.
Pretty awesome, right? Okay, so as you make your way north, the only light, once again, as always, is provided by your torches. Okay, so whoever has a torch, I don't know if you're doing that from the front of the group as the torchbearer. The walls are hewn stone. Again, it's obvious that the dwelling you're in has been constructed. It's relatively smooth, solid, decent repair. The floor is also uneven at times. You've learned to not shuffle your feet for fear of down you go. But it's, everything's in good repair and it's solid. All the doors that you've seen and been through and marked are heavy, heavy wooden doors, all the same size, with the exception of that the metal door in the cavern below. In places, it's damp and musty, but you can tell that the place was ventilated. So there are times when your torches will, your flame will kind of move in the direction of the flow of air. And the smoke, they never really smoke you out. There's some means by which air is flowing in here, but it is very much underground, dungeony, clammy, chilly, but dry. So you're going to head north, and your torchlight affords you about 40 feet before it begins to get fairly dim. And this passageway, if you travel 100 feet, and again at about 40-foot intervals, not quite 40 feet, about 30-foot intervals, you pass doorways on your right to the rooms that you've already cleared. If you recall, one of the rooms, there was the kobold chieftain and a couple of his elite guards that you dispatched and looted and so forth. So you travel the 100 feet and you come to a bend in the corridor that goes diagonally to the left for about 10-15 feet, and then it makes another 45 degree, and now you're headed due west. When it went diagonal left, you went from north to northwest, and it goes west, and then southwest, and then west. And so this goes on for 4 full bends, and a bend is like like that. So it does that 4 times. And you come back to kind of a T. If you go left, you recognize it as the way you came. You could go 10 feet right, which would be north, and then the passageway continues due west. And this is the passageway Pavel recalls not having taken.
All right. And I pointed out, I go, that's the one.
That's the one.
Alrighty. I'll start heading down there carefully.
Okay. So you make your way down the passageway, and are you, Harlow, you're carrying the torch?
Yes.
Very nice. And so it extends about 40 feet, and so you go 10 feet, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. After about 60 feet, you can tell up in the dim distance at what looks to be about 100 feet, this passageway is going to turn left, which would take you in the direction of south. Okay? So you continue on to where the passageway turns left, and it goes south for 10 feet and then comes to a T, and it goes east and west. East would be left, west would be right, because you're currently facing south.
Still pretty consistent on the walls and architecture and construction and all that fun stuff.
Yes, all the relatively smoothly hewn, all consistent with everything you've seen so far. Yes.
Harlow, left or right?
Alright, I'm actually going to take Sonia off my shoulder and send her left.
Okay.
And I'm going to start walking down right.
Yeah, through the eyes of your raven, the passageway only goes about 10 feet and turns right, bearing south again. It goes about 40 feet, and it appears to dead end into a wall. You could turn left at that juncture, but then that dead ends into a dead end. On the right is a doorway with a door in it.
Is it marked?
It is not marked. You are in what appears to be unfamiliar territory.
Okay, I'll call her back to me.
Okay, so she flutters back. Silently. It's almost startling. Do you see, as a dragonborn or a tiefling, you have dark vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can. It's weird because as you're looking through her eyes, you actually see yourself as she comes to you, and it almost startles you because you're unable to focus on her because she's looking back at you, and all at once you hear the familiar flutter, and it almost startles you, even though it's like watching a toaster. You know the bread's coming out, and it still scares the crap out of you. And here comes this just inky black, huge raven out of the dark, and the rest of the party is probably like, oh, man, that bird is creepy. You know? And she flutters down and rests on your shoulder.
Alright, what she showed me was down that away. There's 2 dead ends and a door. The door's not marked. I say we check there first.
Okay. I agree.
Alright.
Following you.
And I'll start walking down there, stepping carefully this time.
Yeah,
and
I'm
just
gonna have
keep
my
a bit of an eye out.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have my bow at the ready.
Okay. So you're going to follow down that passageway to where Sonia found the door. So you arrive, you're facing south. There's a passageway to the left that only goes 10 feet and stops, and the door is on your right.
We'll do our patented mark and open.
I want to check the dead ends too. Just have a look at the walls, see if there's anything's different there, because we found secret doors before, so...
Yeah,
sure.
Do you want to do that before we go through the door? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check for secret doors first.
Okay. Anybody who wishes to check for a secret door, go ahead and roll a perception.
That one! My dice are clearly treating me well today.
14.
24.
The Theorist got a 16. Flint got a 13.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're just anywhere in the dead end or the other dead end, right? You're just looking, inspecting. Nothing appears to be out of the ordinary. No one comes across anything that resembles a button, a little tugging, any seams, anything out of the ordinary. And while you're contemplating, I want to thank Carapace for the bits, 500 bits, so we do have one divine advantage on the table, and I want to welcome Stump. Our buddy Stump-O-Matic is out in the chat, and I also want to remind everybody, yeah, little hearts for my Stump dude, man. Love that guy. And I want to remind everybody, Castle Mac has started a raffle giveaway, and it's the $20 gift card from Tabletop Loot, or to Tabletop Loot, from our good friend Zombie Knight. So thank you, Zombie, for that. Thanks for joining us, Stump, and thanks to Carapace for the bits. And so you find yourselves at a doorway that you've just marked, right? The party's been really diligent about marking the doors with some insignia or symbol.
It's just an X.
Or an X, very, very complex.
We fancy, just an X, but we fancy.
Complex.
It's got a nice embellish on it. It's like, it's a cursive X.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Okay, so what will you do?
Let's open that door.
Yeah, let's go through it.
Okay, so you open the door, and it opens to reveal a kind of a plain room. It's a stone room. It's 30 feet wide, 20 feet deep. In the corner of the room, opposite the door, is a sparkling outcropping of this crystalline, very sparkly crystal, especially with your torchlight, really lights it up. Crystalline rock formation. And it just kind of shimmers with a very, very vibrant purple once your light source picks it up. You know, like you look in the room, and as you bring your torch in there, this crystalline rocky outcropping shimmers in this really beautiful purple.
Interesting.
I think I'd like to cast Detect Magic on that rock formation, see if there's anything magical that we can discern.
Oh, it's so nice to have spellcasters back.
Okay.
Oh, right. Sorry, Harlow.
Describe to us Lyala. Wow. Ouch. How it works when you cast Detect Magic. What do you do? You know, is it like Bugs Bunny, ickety ackety oop, you know, or what? Like, what do you do to cast your spells?
It's actually pretty quiet. She kind of reaches for her holy symbol that she keeps kind of tucked under her chainmail. And she's kind of got her eyes closed, but facing the rock formation, and you can see her lips moving almost silently. If you got really close, you could probably hear the words.
Okay. Are they in common? Any language? Any?
It'd just be common.
Okay. So as you cast this and the spell begins to, the energy washes forward into that 30-foot, within 30 feet of you, right? Anybody who has any items that are visible, not inside of something else, begin to glow and give off faintly the color or the bandwidth, if you will, or the wavelength of your school of magic, depending on how your items are imbued. And you notice coming from the purple crystalline rock formation, the strong presence of magic from the conjuration school.
Definitely has something in it. Conjuration.
Interesting. Well, we should investigate and...
Contrabation?
Yes. Contrabation. Good job with yours.
What does that mean?
It's don't worry about it. It makes your palms hairy.
My palms are already hairy. I wait.
But let's investigate carefully.
Okay, so by investigate you mean what exactly?
Well, I mean initially just get a closer look at it.
Okay.
Which is what I'm going to do now.
So basically, you've been in the doorway, Lyala does her, Mugambo, right? And boom, all these things kind of light up. And so you enter the room. And so now you're in the room.
Yep, and I'm gonna approach the rock outcropping, crystal outcropping, carefully, and start taking a look around it. See if there's anything notable, any symbols, any markings, anything like that. Okay.
It's just this beautiful kind of crystalline, rocky outcropping, right?
Okay. Is it like coming from the floor, or is it coming from the wall, from the ceiling?
Kind of in the wall. It's almost inlaid, and some of it kind of sticks out a little bit.
I touch it.
The touch is very crystalline, almost glassy, like quartz or some sort of a glassy. There's some sharp edges. You presume if you wouldn't want to like rub your face across it, be like a cheese grater. Yeah.
Well, at least it doesn't seem to have an immediate effect when you touch it.
Agreed. Curious. I mean, it's magical. It's got to do something. But what?
Anybody just look?
Can I make, an arcane check to see if I know anything about, magical conjuration quartz?
You are certainly welcome to rack your brain and look back upon your studies of arcane arts, and let's see what happens.
What I got. That's going to be 23.
Dang.
Seems like a reasonable roll. So thinking about conjuration, there's so many spells in the conjuration school. It could be any. I mean, wish is a conjuration. You've heard of word of recall, tsunami.
Let's hope it doesn't cast that.
Unseen servant. So many different things. You're pretty sure tree stride. There's all these different things start to come to mind. This bing. Teleport is one that comes to mind. Web. So there's all of these different things that kind of come to your mind that could be, and the longer you think about it, it just becomes this jumbled, confusing, Like,
Smoke
golly.
starts to come out.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely
Harlow.
get some specific images in your mind with that kind of a roll. Go ahead, Harlow.
Harlow's going to cast Mage Hand
Okay.
and just kind of rub the hand all over it.
So the hand, it kind of catches and snags here and there because of the sharp crystal formations and that, but it just moves around the wall.
Try to push it.
Doesn't go in? Yeah.
No, it's it feels really really.
Okay, taking a closer look. Is there anything? Is there anything there that's? All right, I'm gonna step back from it, and like with how 3D puzzles sometimes you just have to cross your eyes. I'm gonna step back.
Is it one of those magic eye things?
Yeah, I'm just gonna step back and try to see if there's anything that stands out or picks out a little bit a certain way. Can I do that and roll perception?
Sure, yeah, do that roll perception. So you see the thing, right? Harlow backs up and her face kind of goes blank. And she's just standing, almost trance-like as she relaxes. And so, Harlow, as you do this, right, in your dark vision, there are points where the dark vision is almost, from the reflection, almost blinding you at points, but nothing really comes up. It just you even let your vision go fuzzy, and then pretty soon you got to shake your head, like, oh,
Okay.
not when your eyes get really relaxed. Yeah.
Just for a second, I'm gonna pop into Sonia's eyes and just see what's there. I'm just trying things.
Yeah.
If I don't have anything, I'm just gonna go up and touch it. Then just actually touch it with my hands. If it hasn't already been done, I had to stop out for a second.
I've touched it already. I'm gonna try a different tactic. This was not recommended to be by my teachers in the past, but sometimes you just gotta hit things. I take my rapier and I hit it with the pommel.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing at all.
Alright, I say we leave this alone because I'm getting frustrated with it.
Can I chip a bit off and put it in my bag? It's pretty.
Yeah, you can tink. Certainly do that.
Alright, I'm gonna take a little.
Okay.
We haven't cast a spell directly on it. Maybe a spell?
I can, Eldritch Blast is probably a little too nasty, but I know Ray of Frost. I can freeze her.
You could freeze it, or I could hit it with Sacred Flame.
Probably Elemental. I don't think, possibly anything nasty should hit it, so yeah. Sacred Flame it.
Okay. I will Sacred Flame the crystal and see if anything happens.
Okay. Go ahead, Lila, and describe for us how this spell manifests itself.
So Sacred Flame, you don't see anything radiating out from her, but you see over the crystal this golden, whitish flame kind of drop down and hit the crystal directly, as if out of the ceiling from nowhere.
Okay. Yeah, it's when that happens, right? That light being so close to the thing, it really lights the thing up and it shimmers. And nothing else happens. But it looked really killer. You're thinking if you had some of that really nice pipeweed, that could have been a really cool deal right there.
If we had some music, it could have made a really good party trick.
Welcome, my friend. Welcome to the machine. Okay, so Sacred Flame. Nothing affected it with that.
I'm already walking out of the door. I'm bored with this.
Okay, so Devin, you walk out of the door, right? The door is kind of behind you. And you walk out of the door and you can turn immediately left or go straight 10 feet and go left again or go straight down a long
Well, it's either go back to the T where we came from, or go down one of these dead ends, which I think we already looked at for secret doors.
Yep.
So I say go back to the T.
In the doorway, you can turn left, and it goes about 30 feet and goes left again, or you can go straight, then left, or straight a long, long way. Those are your choices.
Wait, are we in the same place?
I guess. I mean, it seems that way. The room
I'm
is
just-
20 by 30.
No, but the hallways seem different.
Yeah.
I'm sending Sonia down just to do a quick scout and come
Okay,
back
which
up.
path would you like to send her on?
Gonna do the
You
long
have-
way first.
You can go, okay, long way goes down 10, 20, 30, 40, probably almost 100 feet. Comes to a wall and turns left. Goes about 20, and that's, right at that left turn is where you lose her vision, because that's a good 100 feet or so that you have of separation.
Nothing in the area we were in was that long. Shit!
We done fucked up.
Oh no.
If Sonia can get back to me, I'll call her back.
Yeah, she comes back, and again, out of the darkness and silence flutters this beautiful, majestic, creepy-ass. Not to you, of course, Harlow. She's an angel. But, the rest of the party's just like, damn, this raven thing is a bit much.
No, everybody likes her. She's wonderful.
Theris likes her.
Yeah.
I'll send her go perch on Lotheris's horns.
Hell yeah. By the way, out of curiosity, I just rolled to see if Theris noticed the hallways. He didn't. He super didn't.
Like, what
All
you
right,
talking about?
so
What's different?
Just like, what's up, guys? What's wrong?
Well, motherfucker, I have no idea what to do now. Pavel's like walking back and forth like, what?
all right, I'm gonna send Sonia down the other halls.
Okay, the first hallway to the left goes about 40 feet, turns left, goes 40 more feet into like a 10 by 10 cubby, or turns left. And by cubby, I just mean it comes to a 10-foot wide, 10-foot deep dead end. And once Sonia turns left, you lose visual contact. She's gone her 100 feet.
All right.
And
I'm in the agreement with the kind of understanding with her that is once I start, unless I give her instructions and she goes out of my range, she comes right back. So she's back. I don't recognize anything from what I can see from her. We're somewhere else.
We are?
There's the second
I think
path.
so.
Hi, kitty cat tail. There's the second path to the left, or passageway that goes about 40 feet, comes to a heavy wooden door.
I guess that's the way we're going.
There were no other doors.
No, there weren't.
markings on the door.
Yeah, if you command her to search that or get right to the door, you don't see any X like you would had you been there and marked it.
Shit.
Do we want to go see what the door is, or maybe you guys come back in the room and we touch the crystal, and that doesn't change anything? I could hit it with another sacred flame.
Alright, yeah, let's try to go back to where we were, I guess.
All right, so everybody come back in and close the door.
I'm kind of curious what'll happen if one of us stands outside the door.
I know. I kind of
I'm
want to go
not.
check the other door.
I don't want anyone to be left behind.
I
Letting-
kind of want to.
I like haul the theorist.
I think
No.
Flint wants to.
Flint, I would haul in too.
That's something.
So everybody is fully back into the room
Yeah.
and near the crystalline purple outcropping.
Yep.
I won't separate the party today.
Alright, I run up and like slap it and then run back, open the door.
Okay. So you do this, and you see the long hallway going straight, the one to the left, and the second one to the left.
I close the door. That wasn't it. Sacred Flame.
Okay, I'm gonna hit with another Sacred Flame.
Very good. So again, it's really, fills the room with this almost disco ball, purplish, shimmery light. Beautiful.
Whoa. Cool. Disco ball. Open the door.
Long passageway, straight. First left, second left.
I run up, hit it with the thing. Hit it with the pommel of my sword.
Run right.
Back,
okay.
Open
Tink shatters a few pieces off of it.
Open the door. Still a long hallway?
Yeah, still the long hallway and the two lefts.
I'm gonna fill it up with Mage Hand.
Okay, same again. Same response, same situation.
No,
I
think this is happening. I think
we're stuck.
Yeah. We may as well go see what that door is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. So we'll go hit that door.
Maybe let's put a different marking on this door before we leave. Something to mark it that it's the crystal room.
Just horizontal slash.
There.
A frowny face.
Yeah. Shit.
Okay, so you come to that door. This is the second passageway down, and it's a heavy wooden door, and you open it.
Carefully.
And it opens, silently like the others. And the hallway continues straight, and there's a passageway going to the left. Does anybody have, stone cutting or anything like that?
Stone cutting.
I think
That's a
the only
dwarf
one who
creature.
That would have been stone.
Stoneheart.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what is stone cutting?
Stone cutting is that sense where you can feel like you're able to keep your direction and your bearings while underground or in mines or dungeons.
Oh, I
And
have
other things
labyrinthian
like
recall.
Noticing labyrinthian recall. Tell me a little bit about that. Yeah, being a minotaur. That's interesting.
Let's see. Feature I didn't put in at first, but it's definitely, where is that? I think it basically just means it's the same thing as what you just said. I can't get lost in a labyrinth.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see where
So your sense.
recall any path that has traveled. Perfectly recall.
Okay. Well, by that, then you're definitely somewhere you haven't been.
Awesome.
Okay. So let's do this. We're going to stop right here for a second. Take a quick break. We've been having some interesting effects with our use of Skype this evening, and I think we're going to make a couple of adjustments. So give us, Stephen, how much time do you want? 10 minutes? 5 minutes? So we're going to take a break, and Stephen will set the timer, and that'll tell you when we're coming back. So give us a few minutes to reset our video technology, and we will be right back. Don't go away.
Hey everyone, and thank you for tuning in to us here at Castle Mac. We're so happy that you came. The point of this video is just to do a little bit of housekeeping on the break. That way when you come back, we can just jump straight back into the action with whatever show that you were watching. If you're watching us live right now on Twitch, you can go ahead and mash that follow button up here. If you're watching us a little bit later on YouTube, you can mash that subscribe button right down here. We stream live on Twitch on Tuesdays and Sundays, both at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we try to upload our videos to YouTube about 48 hours later, so you can follow us there, youtube.com/CastleMac. If you want to talk to us outside of our streams, then you can go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Sometimes we post schedules there if we're going to be streaming in between. We have some friends of ours that stream on our channel, the Macolites. We also do a Marches-style campaign with some of our friends in our Discord, and that happens periodically. So if you want to know when, you can just follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are all CastleMac, and then our first name. You can follow me, I'm CastleMac Lydia. You can follow Raven. You can follow our DMs, Stephen and Johnny. You can follow any of us, and you can find our names right underneath of our characters and our nameplates. So we Would love it if you would follow us, and you can find us on our other streams there. And also, if you want to talk to us off of Twitter, you can follow us on our Discord. We have a Discord server. You just go to our Twitch channel, scroll down a little bit, and you can follow that link. We are there pretty much all the time. There are people from all over the world, so no matter what time you're chatting, I guarantee there will be someone there to chat back at you. It's so much fun. Everyone there is so nice. And I just want to talk now a little bit about what goes on during our Twitch streams. So for every 500 bits donated or every sub, we get a divine reroll. That is basically the gods saying, you can re-roll that terrible d20 roll that you just made. As a player, if you roll badly, you can re-roll that and hope for better. But also, if the DM rolls really hot and it's gonna hurt us, we can make him re-roll that in hopes that he won't hurt us quite so badly. So it's great. And with those bits, it allows us to upgrade some of our equipment. We've been able to get new microphones, so we sound so much better than we used to. We have these lapel mics. We're hoping to get some new cameras in the future. And with those bits, we're able to pay artists from Twitter that we find to do character portraits. We found some on Facebook that are really great. We've been able to commission a new theme song for our Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign. The art looks amazing, and we're so happy to be able to give that back to artists that we found. So with that, we are so happy that you are here. We are so thankful to have you as a viewer and a subscriber and a chatter in our Discord. We hope that you will stay around, because in the next few minutes, we'll be coming back to whatever show you're watching. We're so happy that you're here. So thank you so much.
Okay, we're back to D&D. Thanks for indulging us with our little technical rearrangement. So, the party finds themselves, however, a little befuddled at a doorway. They've opened the door, and they can see straight ahead down a passageway. About 40 feet down, there are a pair of, it's like double doors on the left, and there's a passageway that goes left and vanishes into the darkness.
Double doors looks important.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm all out of plans at this point.
I'm all for going through.
Lathyrus
Uh-huh.
knows where we've been, so if we get lost, he can get us back where we need to be.
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
We
you
believe
said
in
you
you.
could.
We believe in you.
I mean, that wasn't Lathyrus talking, but
No, that's true. Sorry.
there was distinct lack of a southern accent.
True.
But yeah, let's walk up to that a double door, frowny face.
Okay, so if you follow the passageway, about 40 feet, you come to a set of double doors on your left. Again, big wooden doors. These are interesting because they're kind of carved ornately with like vines and fruits and so where most of the doors in this this dwelling have been utilitarian heavy duty wooden doors. These are that same wooden door, but they have some ornate carving to them. Very beautifully done.
Yeah, I'm gonna mar that ornate carving with a big ass frowny face,
Womp womp.
and then quietly and carefully open the door and peek in.
Okay. So you open the door. The floor of this room is covered with dust, but beneath it is a beautiful surface of red granite. And your first impression of this is that if you were able to sweep away that dust, it would probably be beautifully shiny, amazing looking. The stone is inlaid in large blocks, and it extends uniformly to within a foot of each of the walls. The dimensions of the room goes where the double door is kind of a 10-foot deep entry, and then the room expands to 40 feet wide, goes 20 feet further deep, and then an alcove 20 feet wide directly across from the double doors. Okay. In the very center of this room, within the floor surface, are blocks of white granite within the red stone. And as you look at them, they form the letters R and Z with an ampersand in between.
Zelgar and Rogan.
That seems important.
Wall sconces are around the room designed to hold torches. There are 3 very large oaken tables within this room, and then one in each of the west, north, and east wings of the room. Several wooden chairs are scattered here and there, and in 2 corners of the room there are plush divans, each with this beautifully upholstered kind of lush looking fabric on it. They look very, very comfortable. But again, because of the age and the abandoned state of affairs here, they're dust covered and a little dingy, but you could tell in their day they were once beautiful pieces of furniture. Hanging from the sconces, inset into the north wall, which would be directly across from you, are small metal cages, each containing a large beetle. Strange thing about that is you kind of enter into the room, press in and look, you notice the insects give off an eerie glowing light from their bodies, enough to actually kind of illuminate this northern, kind of straight across from you, northern 10-foot by 20-foot alcove in this weird, kind of almost ominous or forbidding reddish glow. Comfortably seated at a table in the northern alcove, engrossed in a huge tome, with his back to you is a short humanoid clad in thick green robes.
Probably another gnome.
I duck behind the
Use
door.
one of your explodey arrows.
I don't want to that book looks important. I don't want to damage it.
True.
I'm gonna draw an arrow and carefully sneak. How far away would you say he is from me right now?
From you, the humanoid is about 40 feet. That table is straight across from the double doors into the northern alcove. The back wall of that alcove is 40 feet from the doorway.
Wait,
I'm gonna.
Pavel, before you do anything, I've got hold person.
It's a good one.
Okay, so you're going to cast Hold Person?
Yes.
Okay.
So he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm going to prep an arrow for any level of retaliation.
Okay,
Mind you.
very good. Wisdom save?
Yes.
All right, bear with me as I ready myself to make said wisdom save. What's your spell DC here?
15.
15. All right. Okay. So your magic, almost invisibly washes. I mean, the spell goes off, and he is so engrossed in his tome that you can see him leaning over, looking at the book, looking down. But he's fully engrossed in what he's doing. But he is not behaving as if he were held.
All right, I'm gonna take maybe I'm gonna go in maybe 10 feet into the room. So that'll put us at 30 feet apart. Do it again, very silently, very sneakily.
Hit me with a stealth roll if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. That's gonna be 21.
Okay. So you see Pavel silently move into the room.
I'm going to take a quick look around at the left and right because I couldn't see those corners from the doorway. Nothing in those?
There's a table in each of the wings of the room.
Okay.
So it's kind of it's almost like a perfect cross, right? 10 feet in,
yep.
Then 40 feet across, then 10 feet deep, it's 20 feet wide.
Yeah. I'm going to level my bow at him. Who are you? And tell me why I shouldn't kill you.
He gasps and stands up and whirls around. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Is it another gnome?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's roll initiative.
Oh no.
That one was caught.
Oh, not bad.
Okay.
6 for Lethyrus, and boy, 25 for Flint.
Damn. And
Yeah,
10 for Harlow.
10.
Okay.
I got a 17.
Okay. Harlow and Pavel each roll a d6 for me.
1.
4.
Okay, so Pavel, you'll go in initiative order ahead of Harlow. Okay, so there you are. Most of you are kind of crowded in the doorway. Pavel is into the room. He has an arrow knocked. He's drawn down on this little diminutive, feisty little gnome. You recognize this guy as a gnome. And he barks at you. Who are you and why are you here?
I could ask the same of you.
I'm Rothgar, and I'm here to loot the place. You should go before I destroy you. He starts to gesture.
That's about what I figured. Do I still get my held action for whenever?
Absolutely, yeah.
Sweet. I'm gonna shoot him in the fucking head.
Okay.
All right. That's a 17 plus 9.
Wait, damn.
Good hit.
Yeah. God, I love having that plus 9. Okay, so that's going to be a D8 plus 5. All right. 7 points of damage.
Okay. So an arrow lets loose and kind of really gouges the side of his head and clatters against the wall behind him as he screams in pain. Flint is up.
I'm gonna look back as my arrow leaves. Avoid the book.
Okay. Get Flint all settled in here. Then we get classic double hand axe attack.
Okay. He is within 30 feet, so you could take full move to be within melee. Because, again, the back wall is 40 from the doorway.
Right.
But that table is fairly large, and then he's on your side of the table. So with all of that, he's within melee if you take your full 30 move.
Okay, I will take the full 30 move into melee. I'll make the hand axe attacks. Oh boy, that's a nat 1, y'all.
Ooh.
Big old mess. Just whiffed it.
Okay. So you see Flint dash in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try to make an attack and completely whiff, and he just cackles at her. Kind of like... right?
That's rude.
Now, Flint has multiple attacks, right?
Well, yeah. I
Okay.
think so. She can
Or is that
make an attack.
if she decides to rage or something?
I could make another attack with the same weapon.
Okay.
I don't know if that matters if I hit or not.
No, I don't think it depends on if you hit. I think it's as long as you take the attack action.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, let's try that again. Okay, that is a 10 to hit.
Okay. So another swipe of the axe, and he kind of deftly dodges it. And he's like, gives you another bird and spits at her. And
She flips the bird back.
Lyala, it is your go.
Oh, goody. Okay, so I am... I'm going to cast Bane on him.
Okay. What things will that do for us?
So with Bane, that means he will have to subtract 1d4 on every attack or save for 1 minute or as long as I'm concentrating on the spell.
Very well.
It's really good.
Isn't that lovely?
So if he tries to attack us, at least we have a little bit of advantage.
Very good. Does that conclude your turn, your full action? Do you wish to move?
I'm going to move out of the doorway and move kind of into one of the opposite corners.
Very well. All right. Next in line would be Pavel.
I'll sort of move further into the room, sort of strafing around him, and I'm going to fire another shot.
Okay. When you move in, are you moving to the right or to the left?
Left.
To the left. Okay, so into the west alcove, if you will.
That's going to be 21.
Okay. Hit me with some damage.
Another 7.
Okay. So he screams again in pain as you blow an arrow, kind of rends through his robe and, gashes him, leaving a little blood running down, and he spits at you. Damn you!
Yeah. And then
this is my treasure! My treasure!
I'm gonna just sort of grin at him and second wind to regain some health back. Ooh, nice. Max. So that's gonna be 14 points healed.
Okay.
Nice.
Almost back up to full.
Okay. Following Pavel will be Harlow.
I'm going to... You said he was 40 feet away, right?
Yeah, from the doorway to the back of the room, he's within 30 feet. You can get to him to melee if you wish, or just consider him to be at the the limit of your 30-foot move. He's taken 2 arrow shots. Flint is up in that general, Flint is within melee range.
All right, I'm going to hit him with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, that too. Wait. Well, I don't have 2 yet. No, I just have 1 so far. Sorry.
You look excited there.
Natural 1. Woo. Okay. Yeah, I didn't shoot. Wait. What's my plus? So it would be 7. So it's still nothing.
But a natty 1, huh?
Well, what do I have? Let me see. I'm sure I have a bonus action.
Okay. So your purple energy shoots past him, and he kind of just, and he kind of laughs and looks at you like, you call that spell casting? Come on.
I charge him.
Better than that, you hag.
Oh,
charge
shit.
I can't take a thing, but I can cast Hexblade's Curse on him.
Hexblade's Curse.
And I'll charge him to hit him with something when I eventually get up there.
Okay. That works in combination with your attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you get? The Hexblade's Curse. Okay. We are at Lethyrus' turn.
Okay. So he's gonna draw Sunder and march with 30 feet of his movement right up that gnome and yell at him. Harlow, sorry. Harlow's not a hag, she's pretty.
That is awesome.
Fantastic.
Nice.
That's a 14 to hit.
That's a 14 to hit with your axe.
With my axe.
I am so sorry to tell you that while you feel like that should have done something, it didn't. Yeah. He kind of glances the blow, kind of grunts from the force of it, but your axe strike does not find purchase.
Okay,
It
I'd
seems
like
odd
to...
from a robed guy, but yeah.
Yeah. Back in this, finding myself in this situation again, I'd like to take my bonus action to rage.
Rage, says the Minotaur. Okay, so tell us what that's all about, please. Tell us what we've won.
Okay. Rage. I'm in a rage for up to a minute, which is 10 rounds of combat. I have advantage on strength checks and saving throws, but not attacks. I have +2 to melee damage with strength weapons. I have resistance to all sorts of non-magical damage. And I can't cast or concentrate on spells while raging. That doesn't really matter for me.
Yeah.
It ends early if I'm knocked unconscious or my turn ends and I haven't attacked a hostile creature or taken damage.
Okay.
So we have a big angry boy.
We do have a big angry boy with a southern drawl. All right, so the Minotaur is raging. Does that conclude your activity for the...
Yes, it does, sir. Can't do anything else.
Very nice. So, as he, rages and misses and all that, you see the gnome kind of focusing upon himself and mutter something in a language that, if anyone understands gnomish, it sounds like some very broken, arcane sort of words. If not, it sounds like kind of garbledy dwarf gibber, not unlike the kobold, not unlike dwarvish. And I'd like Lethyrus, if you would please, to make me a saving throw. Wisdom.
Hurt my cow.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So you, resist the effects, and he curses and tries to move toward... There's a brown bag sitting on the bench where he would have been sitting, kind of like where it would have been beside him. So he kind of makes a move to fumble with that bag, and we're back at the top of the order to Flint.
Okay, Flint. Let's see, what will Flint do?
What will Flint do?
Well, guess another hand axe attack, because why not? You only live once, right?
Flint
Oh my god.
Do you not want again?
No, that's a 6.
Okay, but almost as effective. Yes.
The green dice are not like Flint.
All right.
I guess I'll try to attack again, just because. That's better. That is 18 to hit.
Okay, so this attack does find its mark, kind of across the top of his thigh. So hit me with some damage.
A whole 3 damage.
Okay, very good. So you've opened up a kind of a rend across the front of the robes, and some blood kind of spills out from a gash on the top of his thigh, and he kind of screams and rubs it.
Let's see.
That brings us to anything else Flint wants to do?
Oh yeah, she has 2 weapon fighting. So I think she can make another attack with the axe she just hit him with.
Okay.
Oh god. 12 to hit.
Okay. The axe just bounces off of his robes. It doesn't even hardly move his robes. It's weird. It's like that shouldn't be happening. You know, you notice that with your axe attack, and you see that again with Flint, as he almost, you know, he's wanting to kind of half keep an eye on you and dodge and fumble in this bag as you're trying to hit him. And it seems like some of these blows should hit, and they don't even disturb his robes.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. That concludes Flint's turn.
Okay, we're moving on to Lyella.
All right, so I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action.
That's exciting.
It's going to be right next to our gnome friend, and it's going to be the shape of, well, it's a scepter, but it kind of just looks like a general great club.
Yeah.
And I am going to...
His kind of reaction, like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah. And I am going to try to bonk him on the head with it.
Very nice.
That is a 21.
Okay, so you see this large, almost like an apparition of a large club or scepter manifest above the gnome as he's digging. He kind of shields, and it just comes clattering down on him with this bone crunching crunch. Roll me some damage.
That's gonna be 3 points of damage.
Okay. He howls as you hear a kind of a cracky, snappy, because he put his forearm up to block this. And owie.
Yeah. And then, as my regular action, I will cast Toll the Dead, since he's already injured.
Okay.
And he has to make a Wisdom saving throw, but I still have Bane up, so...
So I got to subtract a d4 from his roll.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. He doesn't appear to do anything differently or react in a way that would lead you to believe that your spell went off or had the desired effect. He's kind of howling and scrabbling through this bag and trying to, keep his distance from you all as you pummel him.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay, we move on to Pavel.
All right. I'm gonna, sort of line myself up with him.
Yep. So
him and I make a line with, none of my allies in it. Like if there was a straight line from the arrow, there's no one in the way.
Okay.
Between me and him.
We're able to
line up that.
Big enough room that can be done.
Whisper a word. And one of the leather straps I've tied onto the bow starts glowing, and the arrow flickers in and out of existence, and I let it go. And he needs to make a dex save. DC 13.
Okay. And I'm subtracting d4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No problem. So whatever happens, he passed his saving throw.
Okay, he's still going to take half damage then.
Okay. So hit me with that.
The arrow turns into like a streak of white light, like ethereal white light. And he's going to take 3 damage.
Okay. So he howls, and you can tell he's just beset by all these attacks and things, but he's still up, looking a little worse for wear. Got some gashes. There's some bleeding. You could tell his arm is no longer, like maybe his wrist got shattered by that scepter, a spiritual weapon attack.
Yeah, and then as a bonus, or as I assume that didn't take much of my movement, right?
You shouldn't have to. I mean, you're just basically positioning yourself. So I'm going to say that you've got 75% of your movement. So 3/4 of. How about you have 20 feet left? Let's just do that.
Okay. Will that give me enough movement to run up to the table and sort of like jump up and step onto whatever bag he's rooting around in? Like an attack, not like a stop.
Right.
Like
you're trying to prevent whatever he's doing. Let's do this. You're going to get there, and then I want you to make a dex roll with your applicable bonus, no proficiency. And I'm going to make a contested dex roll to see if you can pull this off. You're going to get to him.
Dirty 20.
I rolled a nat 1. So what do you wish to do? Are you stepping on the bag?
Yeah, I'm sort of like stepping on the opening of the bag.
Okay.
Not
You're
the
just kind of prohibiting him from getting whatever's going on with that bag.
Yeah, and I've got another arrow, and I'm pointing it right down at his face, and I say, stop.
Okay. Harlow, it's your turn.
I'm going to Eldritch Blast him in the head.
Okay. This seems reasonable.
He called me a hag. That's it now. I don't even want to question him.
No more nice tiefling.
Harlow is vain. That is a 15 plus.
Okay.
6. So that's 21.
Okay, so you hit this guy fully, bam, Eldritch Blast. Tell me what that's all about.
Okay. So her Eldritch Blasts are a crackling beam of golden light, only she's injured, so she's still kind of hurting, so it's got kind of red crackles in it because bloody. And that's... It'll be 14 points of damage because of my Hex. Or Hexblade's Curse.
Good old Hexblade's Curse.
So describe for me, in full glorious detail, what happens to this gnome as he meets his end.
Well, he's there staring up at Pavel, and you just see his head shift forward, and he falls forward flat. You just see a smoldering crater in the back of his head.
Yeah, and maybe like the hood of his robe is all singed back and gone.
Yep.
Okay, so at your feet, Pavel, is a now formerly alive gnome. Falls, kind of hits the bench, drops on the floor, and the stench of burning gnome or magically energized, vaporized gnome flesh is rising up, and you're standing on a gray cloth bag, and it appears to be empty.
I'm gonna
like a bulge or anything. It's just
I'm gonna reach down, grab the bag, and look inside it.
Okay. It appears to be empty. It's a bag.
Does he have anything in his hands?
Make a perception check.
16.
Okay. It doesn't. He's laying there prone, face down, hands are down. And while I'm thinking of it, Sheena Lyala likes the villain, the winner. Thank you from, is it Shaunathan? We call him Sean Van Damme, the writer of the Kobold, Cache of the Kobold God, right? So, you won yourself a little module, a little adventure, courtesy of Shaunathan. Shaunathan, is that what we say?
Yeah.
Sean Van Damme? Very exciting. So, thank you for the richness of your giveaways, Mr. Castleback, sir.
Okay, so I'm gonna...
he's face down, prone, nothing in his hand.
I'm gonna reach my hand into the bag.
Okay, reach your hand into the bag. And you feel like a small fuzzy object in there.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it out.
Okay, you pull it out, and you're now holding a giant badger. And it's going to bite you because it's like, why are you holding me? I'm like, it doesn't know what the hell's going on. As soon as I get to my sticky note where the badger's statistics are, I'm going to see what happens with that. Doesn't it sound
I
right?
know what this item is.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
All right, so this badger hisses and bites at you with a 17.
A 17 is a hit.
And claws at you with a 17. So you're holding rather difficultly. You're having a hard time because, badgers are, and it's hissing and growling.
Yeah, they're not small.
This little fuzzy thing out of a bag, and all of a sudden it's a badger, a big badger. And it is on him like white on rice. And you're going to take 6 from the bite.
Holy shit.
And you're going to take 7 from the claw as it rends across you. And
That's
make a dex check
strong
at disadvantage, please.
Dex save or dex check?
Dex check, please.
14.
14. Okay. You drop the badger.
Cool. I
So
would
it drops,
totally.
kind of lands on the dude, and it's like right there. So we are in initiative. We're going to keep the same order. Okay. Harlow went last. So in the reaction of all of this, it's actually Lethiris. So, we're all... Yes, Harlow.
I have Sentinel. Can I get an attack on that 'cause it's within 5 feet of me?
I'm sorry, one more time. I didn't catch that.
I have Sentinel. So can I get an attack on that because it's attacking someone within 5 feet of me?
Yeah, how does that work exactly? Is that
It's a feat.
a feat? So tell me a little bit about that.
Let's see.
And I'm flipping through here as well.
When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn. Creatures provoke an opportunity attacks from you even if they take the disengage action. When a creature within 5 feet of you makes attack against a target other than you, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the
Absolutely.
attack.
Yep.
Before you do that, I do believe Flint can talk to it. I'm not sure if that's what Flint would do.
That's on Flint's turn.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know if, say, we hypothetically weren't in initiative and I could talk to it. That's something we could do, but would Flint do that?
It's also like
hesitating because I feel like she wouldn't.
It's also a summoned animal. It's not like it's not the same as like a badger you find out in the woods.
Oh, I thought it was just, a giant badger that counted as a beast.
It's magically summoned. It's a badger.
Yeah.
For the purpose of like, what is this? It's not a construct or an illusion or anything. It's a badger.
Oh yeah, it's a badger, but I don't know if it's gonna react the same way as like a normal badger.
Well, and the way I'm going to run this, I'm picturing this happening. You pull this out, and it manifests as this huge badger and like bites and claws at you as you're dropping it. And now it's on the floor, and we're basically in reaction order of initiative.
Okay.
Harlow gets her reaction to this and make her melee attack, and then Lethiris, you are next in order.
Okay, I kind of feel like Flint wouldn't talk to it anyway, to be honest.
I feel like Flint, after watching it bite Pavel, would probably try to kill it.
Yeah.
Or maybe cheer it on, depending on how
eat it.
Yeah, honestly.
Fight him again! Fight him again!
Alright, Harlow.
Kill it.
I rolled a 10 plus 7, so it's 17.
Okay. So is this rapier?
Yes.
All right. So your rapier finds its mark.
12 damage. I rolled a 6.
So you see Harlow run the rapier deep into the badger, and it squeals and blood spurts out. And you have wounded this animal, and now it's really mad. You know how wounded animals are friendly and stuff. But you definitely you've damaged this thing severely. Lethiris, you're up next if Harlow is done.
Question for you.
Yes.
I never said I came down from my rage, so could I still be raging?
Oh yeah, absolutely. How long does that last?
It said a minute, which is like 10 rounds.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
You're not a happy minotaur at the moment.
Yeah, well, instead of straight out attacking it, I'd like to try to grapple it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is contested strength,
Little
right?
badger headlock.
Yeah, I kind of just, hold it, try and pin its claws to its side, hold it up.
Like you'd pick up a badger. Yep.
Yeah,
As one
I'm being
does.
serious.
as one does.
I'm imagining it like in Kindergarten Cop when Arnold Schwarzenegger picks up that kid. And then grabs him.
Yeah.
There you go. And it's all wriggle. So we do contested strength, right?
Yep.
You have to hit first and then contested strength, or is it just straight?
No, it's just straight.
Okay, very good. Thank you for the help there.
Just regular old strength.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's an athletics check to grapple.
Yeah, it's athletics versus athletics or
Acrobatics.
Got it.
Okay. So this guy doesn't have athletics, so he wouldn't get any kind. I mean, he's a creature, or a beast, so he wouldn't have any kind of a proficiency bonus to just straight strength roll at this end.
Okay. 25.
Oh, dang! I had a 19. Good job. So you are now holding an angry badger that has a big rapier hole in it that's currently leaking fluids, and it has Pavel blood all over its maw and claws. And
All I can think of is, you stop that.
Hiss at you.
Hey, stop.
Look, buddy, look.
So you're saying this to the angry badger who's been severely wounded.
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't gotta be this way.
It's just absolutely reacting like an insane
Badger
wounded,
would.
and just squealing and kicking and clawing and trying to get free. And it is bleeding. Like that rapier, you can see on the other side a small exit wound where the tip of that rapier actually went through the side of the animal.
I don't know what to do now because I'm not gonna let it go.
Squeeze it.
No,
It's Badger Jam.
no, he wouldn't. Okay, I got it. I'm going to look. Still kind of mad, but with the look of just lost. I have no idea what to do. Just holding an angry badger in my hands. Bleeding, you guys already attacked it, it's mad. I'm gonna look around and say, what should I do with it?
Punt it.
Hun?
Take it out of the room.
You know, I like that plan better. I'm gonna do
Put
that.
it outside and close the door.
Okay. Roll me an attack roll
Me?
to kick the badger.
No, I just want to carry it outside.
Oh, I thought you said punt it.
I said punt
Pavel
it.
said punt it.
Oh, okay. And I thought you agreed to that. So you're going to walk it out of the room?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk it out of the room.
Okay. What are you going to do when you get out to the double doors?
I'm going to give it a little toss and then just shut the door.
Okay. So you hear scrabbling and clawing and hissing out in the hallway, and after a while it kind of dies down. And you're in
Big old thumbs up to Lyala.
Have I ever heard of a bag that you can pull badgers out of?
Not likely.
Make an Arcana check, maybe?
Yeah, can I make an Arcana check to see if I can sort of figure out what this is?
Sure.
That's going to be a natural 19 plus 5.
Okay.
So 20.
You're pretty sure with your study of magics and things that this is some magical, mystical bag that you just pulled a badger out of.
Yeah.
You know, like you're thinking like that thing wasn't in there. The bag was empty. You know the bag was empty, but when you reached in there, all of a sudden you felt a fuzzy little object, and then when you pulled it out, and from your understanding of magic, you know that wasn't some, like the bag sort of offered up the badger. It wasn't like trapped in there as a live badger somehow made small, like, you know, pulling that thing out and it turned into a badger.
I'm going to reach my hand in there again and just feel around for another little fuzzy thing.
Okay. Let me consult my tome of bags with little fuzzy things in it.
I mean, I have meta game knowledge that I know what this is, but I'm like playing it as if I
It
don't.
happens again. You feel a fuzzy object in the bag.
All right, I'm not going to take it out right now, but I'm going to tie that bag to my belt.
Okay.
That could be useful.
On a totally side note, I gave my players one of this in a different game, and the first thing he drew out of it was a badger.
Nice.
Yeah. I had that all pre-rolled because I didn't want to take too much time in game to.
No, I got you.
Roll it out.
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so this room you're in, right? You've got a kind of a table in each alcove, north, west, and east. Each alcove is 10 feet deep, 20 feet wide. So the room is basically kind of like a cross, 20 by 20 by 20 by 20 cross. There are books on shelves all over the place.
Oh yeah, I'm all about these books.
And there is the table where the gnome was sitting that has the big tome on it. You have the gnome. You've got the bag hanging from your belt. What would you all like to do?
I think we should camp here for the night.
Probably a good idea.
I was going to
This
mention that you are at the end of a day.
Yeah, this room looks, well, it looks important. There's a lot of old books in here. We might learn something.
I agreed. I'm happy to. It's been a long day. I'm kind of hurting a bit. I wouldn't mind a good sleep.
Yeah.
I can, we can all sleep. I can set Sonia to keep watch if you want.
Not a bad idea.
Can I
Trust
rifle
me.
through the gnome's pockets and see if there's anything worthwhile in them?
Okay, so you're going to search the gnome.
Yeah.
Okay, so green robes, all that sort of stuff. You notice in one of the inside pockets in the robes, there's like a leather-bound, book. Something along these lines. Kind of like a modern-day moleskin. Leather, looks like a journal or diary or something.
And if I open the book to look inside,
Oh, sure. Yeah, so it really looks a lot like a diary. If you look in there, there are notes scribbled in very various, different colored, maybe inks or pencil. But you see a lot of notes about Zelagar. And if you notice, there's one page that's kind of folded, like the corner is dog-eared over, earmarked. And it talks about where Zelagar's final resting place is. And scribed in big letters across the page, it says, Seldurts will show the way to Zelagar, in big letters. I'm going to type it in chat. Seldurts will show the way to Zelagar. Written across. And it looks like it's probably, if you had to guess, notes that this gnome had made about Zelagar. You've determined, you've run across 3 of these gnomes, and your sense, and they all look very, very, not identical, but they all look the same. And your sense is, putting 2 and 2 together, you're thinking these guys were probably all in here looking, just looting, looking for things, trying to learn, the secrets of Quasqueton, treasure hunting, if you will, that sort of thing.
I'll relay what I see to everyone.
I assume none of us have ever heard the name Seldurts.
Make me an intelligence history check. For
Okay.
anybody racking their brain.
Intelligent.
Yeah, that's a nat 1.
That's a nat 20.
You said a history check?
Yeah.
Okay.
18 for Harlow.
Okay. So Harlow and particularly Pavel, like Harlow may blurt out like, yes, Sal Dortz, it's an author, a famous author. And he wrote it, a lot of books and stories. And Pavel, as soon as she gets it out, you're like, oh, absolutely, 100%. You're like, totally, you're exactly correct.
Are any of those books we picked up before authored by Sal Dortz?
Let me think about that for a minute and do some connective tissue work here.
If anyone wants to know, Flint and Lethierus both got a 3.
Yay.
For different reasons.
Yes. As a matter of fact, there was a small room you visited
Yep.
that contained 5 books on a wooden stand across from the door. Remember that?
Yep. I
Book
took
number
all the books.
5 was entitled Outdoor Survival, written in Gnomish.
Yeah, I took
And
all
by
of
naturalist Sell Dortz.
Sweet.
Eldorts will show the way to Zalagar.
Did you do anything with that book?
I took it.
Oh, you took it. Okay. So you have that book. And now, by some odd stroke of goodness knows what, this Sal Dort's name has reappeared in a handwritten diary on the deceased body of this gnomish magician
Yeah,
of sorts.
I like root around in my bag and pull out the book.
Okay, it's titled Outdoor Survival. Sel Dortz, is the author.
Problem. I don't think any of us speak Gnomish.
No.
Is Gnomish just its own thing?
Yeah, Gnomish
Is a language, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the on the cover of the book, right, you see in common, kind of like in parentheses, under the gnomish characters, outdoor survival, and then you see more gnomish characters, and you see Sel Dortz under that, and you open the book, and it's all in those gnomish characters. Let me check something here quick.
I mean, I'm gonna do a quick flip through of the book. Are there like illustrations, or is there anything underlined or dog-eared?
It doesn't seem like it. It's all just in there as a book. It's.
Shit.
Do any of you read Dwarvish or speak?
I do.
I do.
Gnomish uses Dwarvish script.
Ha!
I thought I remember reading that somewhere.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
So-
about to say.
Yeah. Okay, great. So you can read that if you can read Dwarvish.
Very exciting.
And so it looks to be a collection of short stories by about a ranger whose name is All Fours. And I'll type that in chat in the room. And I'd like particularly Harlow and Pavel at advantage to make an intelligence history check again, as Pavel's kind of reading this out loud.
I hit double 19s. That's what I rolled.
17.
And
Nice.
plus 3 anyways. Oh.
Very nice. Do you guys have bonuses to those, or is that your end?
17 after bonus.
After bonus? How about you?
19 before bonus, and I have a 3 bonus.
Okay. So it seems like to Harlow, that name is significant. Like, yeah, seems like I've heard of these short stories. I know the author, and that name seems significant to you. But you're not sure why or to what extent. But yeah, that name is in that book. And that's kind of the name of the main character of that outdoor survival.
I wonder if he's in any other books, because I read a lot before I left the city.
Right.
And
Tons of books in here.
yeah, I know. It's really familiar, though. Like, it's like...
Yeah, maybe
Sure.
everyone should. Maybe we should all do a quick scan around the room, see if we can find anything else with his name on it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the first book I want to look at is the one that the gnome was reading when we came in.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll check one of the bookshelves for anything with his name on it.
Boy,
Start
howdy.
browsing
So
another show.
Lyala is scouring the bookshelves. What are you doing, Lethiris?
Since Pavel, I assume, suggested it, he will do the same, and I'm going to make Flint also do the same.
Okay. So y'all are scouring for books. You don't find any other books. Nothing written in the gnomish script. Nothing with the name Sel Dortz, on the spine or anything like that. Nothing that makes reference to this all force. Nothing that makes reference to survivalist, naturalist, outdoor survival, anything like it's various tomes and books of herbs and plants and arcane history and things. Nothing jumps out at you. Do you have a spell book, Harlow? Or would you know, or Pavel, would you know what a spell book is?
I think I would probably know what a spell book looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't find one. The reason I ask is it's because you're probably thinking, man, I wonder if there's a spell book.
Yeah.
Because you know from Lord Thanon that Zeligar is a wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What
his
was the
journal
book
was.
the guy was reading?
It was sort of a history of the region and a history of some of the battles that Rogan and Zeligar fought in. The big barbarian, coming down. It looks, as if maybe he's trying to figure out what the hell happened. Is best you can figure.
I want to flip to the very end and see sort of what the last entry is.
Yeah, so you're going through there, and all you can see scrawled, kind of rolling off the page, is the drums. The drums, they're coming. Anyone? You didn't get that? Lord of the Rings?
Oh, yeah, you get it.
Sorry, okay.
Oh god, there's gonna be a cave troll, is there?
Yeah. Oh, lovely. They have a cave troll. Yes. It talks a lot about the history of Zeligar and Rogan, their adventures, their conquests. There was you've seen some murals or artwork that depict great battles. There was a barbarian army that they managed to fend off and fight off. There was a barbarian raid that came down through the mountain passes from the north, and Rogan and Zeligar kind of showed up, just in the nick of time to head this whole thing off. And then it talks randomly about each of them wanting to do some exploration, maybe gain some wealth, but wanting to keep it on the down low and get, they became, once they built their home here in the Quasqueton labyrinth, they wanted to get out of the public view and, not be doing any things that involved great public conquest and stories and fame and all of that. And it just talks about wanting to learn more about, for Zeligar's part, for teleportation is something that comes up again and again, and how he's discovered a teleportation portal out in the kind of the wilderness around the queue, and how he's tried various things with teleportation and trying to move things around. Talks about a dual portal that he's been working on somewhere in Quasqueton that you can teleport through to another room, but the room looks very similar to the one you left, that sort of thing.
Now, doesn't that sound familiar?
But there's nothing in there obviously about his death, because it looks to be a tome that's been written there by a scribe. You can tell it wasn't like a published work.
Yeah.
It was a tome that somebody maybe a record keeper or a scribe within Quasqueton was kind of, scribing their adventures, if you will. So it's almost like a sort of a history of, Zeligar and his travails and travels and adventures, and history of Quasqueton and his magical research, and this interest he had in teleportation and things of that nature.
Well, yeah, and I mean, obviously, I relay all that information to the group. I mean, I've got to look more thoroughly through this Seldurt's book, because if he is the key to finding Zeligar's final resting place, that would make sense, is where they would maybe keep this item we're looking for,
It's possible. I'm coming up blank, so I'm willing to go with whatever.
Wait. Fierce's ears perk up. You're all looking for a specific item?
Yeah. Yes, we were hired to find something. I told you that before.
No, you didn't. Well, you didn't.
Pretty sure, like, we as, like, the royal we told you that we were hired to find something.
Well, no, So what did Flint tell me? Well, you said you weren't really here for a particular reason. And then Flint said you were hired, but I don't think she mentioned a specific item.
Okay. Yes, we're looking for a specific item. I look at Harlow and I sort of like shrug, like should I tell him?
Tell him everything. It's Theris.
Lord Thanon, who
Thank you,
is
Harlow.
Lord Thanon, who apparently is the son of Zelagar, or the son of Rogan. I think it's the son of Zelagar.
Okay.
Hired us to come here and find something called Zelagar's Bane.
Okay.
And bring it to him.
And what is that?
It's a really good question.
We're not entirely sure it's ourselves.
Maybe I'm misremembering. Didn't you say that it was described like a gem?
Oh yeah, I think that was mentioned.
And then we're also looking for that sealed scroll case.
Yep. I lost my notes from back then. So.
Yeah, mine are lost too.
Yeah, just a DM Birdie update. You're looking for Zelagar's Bane.
Yep.
Also known as the Star of Ages. Right, and it's supposed to be this incredible gem that, all he could really say was that that when you found it, you'd know you'd found it. And with it should be a sealed scroll.
And we weren't to open the scroll.
Nope.
Okay, that's good. That's exactly what I was looking for, because I've been thinking this entire time. If he sees that scroll first, he's gonna open it.
Open it. Don't open it.
Don't open. Alright. Okay, I nod furiously. It's like, I pull out like a little pen, and I write down some paper in big letters. Don't open the scroll. Got it.
Very good. With your...
Got it. I won't open it.
Well, I guess it's getting late. We should probably all take a rest, and
We should bed down.
I'll take first watch. I'm gonna sort of read through as much of this as I can.
I'll take second watch.
We don't need to do watches. Sonia can.
Oh, that's right.
Good point.
She doesn't sleep. She can stay watching. If there's anything, she'll either make a noise or scream in my head. So.
Well, I'm gonna stay up for at least a little bit. What I would normally do if I was on watch, and read this book as much as possible.
Which
I'm going to
book is
sleep.
it? The one that was on the table?
No, the Seldort's book.
Oh, right. Okay.
I just need to see if there's anything that even remotely sounds like a resting place, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. No, that's good.
Something that
The rest of you are going to go night-night, do your usual evening ablutions and all of that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna send Sonia to sit up on a bookcase and keep an eye on the room and the door.
Very well.
And then I'm passing the hell out.
Okay. So we'll consider this long rest. Pavel, as you're reading, it's literally a collection of short stories. And the book's called, what did I call the book? Outdoor Survival?
Yeah.
Excuse me. And in this collection of short stories is this Allforce, and it's about his trials of survival in the wilderness all by himself. Just various things that he's done out, in the wilderness surviving.
Yeah.
Almost think like Walden, right? But Greyhawk with a survivalist ranger named Allforce. No pun.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, so nothing that sounds like, you know, oh, like a specific site or like a graveyard or like a tomb or...
Yeah, nothing along those lines. It's very much all nature, all outdoors, and it's all just the stories about this ranger who, you know, survived in the wilderness and just various, you know, hunting, beset by brigands, you know, that kind of thing.
And that's a name that sounds familiar.
Never met his end. Yeah, it's a name you've heard of. Like, it's all like, okay, like I know that's got some significance to it, and now I get like, yeah, it's connected to Sal Dortz, and you know, your best guess is like, well, this must be the book. You know, this must be an important character that this guy created that he's known for. It's the best thing you can kind of come up with.
Okay, well, coming up empty-handed, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. So evening time, everybody goes to sleep. We start to work through the watches, if you will.
We're not doing watches.
Sonia is taking watch.
Sonia's
watching. Okay. Yeah.
The tireless raven.
The evening passes uneventfully. And so you wake to find yourselves refreshed, you know, can be, sleeping on the stone floor of a cold, dank, musty, dungeony dungeon.
Well,
Oh,
someday I'll see it for their bed again.
someday there'll be a bed and a bath.
Ugh, yeah.
Bed would be nice.
Mhm.
Nothing from the book, guys. Nothing that alluded to a resting place, a tomb. It was all just about, you know, surviving in the woods. Told from the perspective of that character.
Think maybe it's coded?
I mean, if it is, what can we do about it? We don't have anything that would, we don't have the code.
I know that there's a spell that you could do that, it's not in my wheelhouse, but there's a spell out there that would help you understand it if it is even coded. But it's not something I can do. It's not within my power.
Nor mine. I sort of like get an annoyed look on my face when I say that.
You can't figure out an enigma.
Well, yeah, partially that, partially the talk of the inability to do spells.
I'm gonna go through the furniture and the books, cases and stuff like that. Just feeling around, having a really good look at them, just to see if there's anything like a hidden drawer, false wall, anything like that.
Give me an investigation check.
I'm gonna pat Pavel on the shoulder while you're doing that and say, "It's okay, Pavel. I can't do magic either."
Yeah,
16.
You weren't supposed to be able to.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Hurts my feelings a little bit, but okay.
Oh.
How did you do on the roll there, Harlan?
I rolled a 16.
16. Okay. So you're searching around. You do see in the eastern nook there's a scroll rack, kind of recessed. It's a little bit dark in there, and there are a number of scrolls stored on the scroll rack. Various sized books, various thickness. You know, some have a thin, like a veneered cover. Some more like cloth. Some, you know, leather bound. All, you know, various books, and they're all, again, historical, natural, science, herbal lore. You know, lore of the region. You know, things of that nature. Some arcane history, stuff like that.
I'm kind of coming on a blank. Though there's some arcane history books here, Pavel, if you want us to take a look at them.
No, I'm fine.
No, I don't know. Nothing's really catching my attention here.
I mean, we're stuck. What do we do?
Wasn't there another path that we could check out?
There's dozens of paths. I mean, we could be in this fucking place for a month, for months, and we might not get anywhere. I mean, we've been here for how many days already? I don't even know.
Has to be a better way of doing this.
Make sure you all adjust your information per a long rest.
Yeah, I did.
Very good.
I can't adjust Flint's, obviously, but I'll keep it in mind.
Right, yeah, we'll make a note to Shannon that we did long rest. So it's morning of, I believe we're into day 6.
Oh, fuck.
Most of the week.
I'll have to verify that.
That puts the theorist at... It's a good question, actually. What put him at?
She's been with the group about 3 days.
Yeah, sounds about right. 3 or 4 days.
Okay, what would you like to do? You're in what appears to be a library of some sort.
Well, let's see. Everybody's all down in the dumps. I think it's time for some flapjacks.
Flapjacks would make everything better.
Gonna whip up some flapjacks. Some good old pancakes.
Okay. So while the Minotaur sets about preparing breakfast, what would the rest of you care to do?
I'm sitting there looking annoyed, flipping through that fucking book. Just like, like doing sort of one of these things. Not really reading.
Not really looking at it.
Through the pages.
Pissed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'd probably be finishing up my prayers and asking Tritherion if there's any sort of guidance, any sort of information that he could bestow on me that would help us find this stuff faster.
Mm-hmm. Make me a wisdom roll.
Alright. That's gonna be 23.
23. Okay. So your sense as you sit there in silence, because the party's just kind of, Harlow's kind of absorbed on herself, whatever she's doing with her morning. Pavel is clearly annoyed to shit, fussing about with that book, and in your own inner quiet as you focus in upon Tritherion, you feel like this sense of incompleteness of your mission, which you're kind of like, well, duh. But what that leaves you feel like we haven't seen the place we need to see yet. We've seen a lot of this place. We've seen what appear to be sleeping quarters for both Zeligar and Rogan. You're in what appears to be a library. You've been in a dining hall. Yet none of that, knowing what you've read and heard about Zeligar and Rogan, none of that seems like the items you're looking for. There's no way in hell those items would have been in these places. These places are too mundane, too potentially public. You've noticed, none of the doors have locks on them. So you feel like you've seen some cool stuff, and but where you are is not going to bear the fruit you're looking for, in a sense, just because of everything is too urbane, too mundane, not, knowing what you've learned about Zeligar and his flair for dramatic and magic. And now, Pavel's told you that, he's read about his teleportation jam. You just feel like none of this is adding up to, like, you're just not seeing you haven't seen what you need to see yet. You haven't been in places that would be likely to be where anyone's buried, or where any of this, this Zeligar's Bane might be, anything like that.
Yeah, no resting place.
And just vague as hell, right? Like you're not getting any direction, like do this thing or take this action. You're left with this sense like, damn it, we've been looking at this place a week, and I'm just like cold, hot, warmer, colder.
No, I know.
Got warm yet.
I know that I've missed a few sessions. I know that we found that key at the bottom of the pool of acid. Did we find what that key went to?
Yeah, it went to the bedside drawer of Zeligar.
Okay.
In Zeligar's room.
I thought that was or was that the one that opened the door down in the cavern?
No, that was the key that was inside the drawer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And again, as you're recounting all this, Lyle, you're thinking, Pavel says in Zeligar's room, and you're just like, it said Zeligar, Z, and there were signs that this was likely a wizard's place, but it almost felt like it would be more of a traveling quarters than what would be his space.
Right.
Based on what you've heard about these two, they're big deal guys. They turned away an entire horde of barbarians themselves. And so, just based on that alone, you feel like, I don't know that I've been to, like, the real... I just haven't seen it yet.
We're not seeing the real queue.
Yeah, you're in the queue, you're in the residence, but you haven't been to their
The
private
real.
quarters, That's the sense you're getting in your meditation with Tritherion. And that's a strong sense, but there's no clarity to it beyond that. If that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
You just come away like, that game you'd play with somebody, like they close their eye, you're like warmer, colder, or like Marco Polo in the pool.
Yeah.
It's like, God, we've been all through this place. We're marking doors, we're being careful. And based on everything we're starting to learn, just don't feel we've gotten close yet.
Still not hitting that warmer.
Even though we've been in what appeared to be their quarters or their sleeping quarters. I feel like we're not there yet. That's your sense.
Well, damn. Thanks for the vagueness.
It is my pleasure, my loyal subject. You don't hear that.
I don't have any direction aside from just keep opening doors. Opening doors forever. There has to be more to this place, something that we're not finding.
We should charge Thanon per fucking door that we have to open when we get back.
If we actually find what he's looking for, and we do,
I'm gonna punch him in the mouth. By the way, I'm gonna punch him in the mouth.
Well, I wouldn't know what kind of task he sent us on.
Well, I know for a fact that he's hiding something.
Yeah, that's true.
Something specifically connected to that ore cord.
I have a bad feeling about him as well. Something from my dreams, just... I don't trust him. I did first. I don't anymore.
I wonder if we should open that scroll case once we find it. Maybe part of the answer we're looking for would be in there.
Why would he even want something called Zeligar's Bane? Bane means bad.
And it's also called the Star of Ages.
True. But I mean, like, if he truly is Zeligar's son, why would he want something that is the bane of his father? Bane means enemy, downfall, undoing.
Maybe he fears it could be used against him. Familial ties.
Maybe.
Handing it to him could likely give him power that he doesn't rightly deserve. We don't know yet. And where we are now, we don't know how to get back to something familiar within this place, so honestly, our only chance right now is to keep going. As much as I hate it too.
Okay.
I think when we see Lord Dan again, there's going to be a reckoning.
I'm gonna punch him in the mouth.
Yeah. We may want to do worse, who knows.
Gives me reason to.
It'll be something I can pray on tomorrow. We're having all this serious talk, and my therapist is just making flapjacks.
Yeah, he's just muttering to himself. Wow, I really don't like this guy. Flips over a pancake.
Really pressing into it. Yeah, take that.
Were there any other doors in this room?
None that you've seen.
Okay.
You've given this thing a pretty good going over. There's a handful of perception rolls. Harlow's rolled investigation while looking at all the bookshelves and everything, and you're not finding, other than the double doors, which empty into that passageway that goes from the double doors if you're facing out. It goes left about 20 feet to a wall, and it goes back right the way you came, and then there was that passageway that is now on the right side. And then the door you came into to get into this passageway.
Breakfast and then out.
I guess. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back down.
Wondering if we should investigate that door a level down.
Well, we'd have to get back.
Let's find familiar ground to retread.
Yeah.
But with us being led here by that crystal, I have a feeling maybe we're close to the right track. I mean, it wouldn't be... Or maybe it's something to deter looters, who knows.
You would think Thanon would have had some sort of idea of this place. I'm honestly starting to even doubt he's Zalagar's son.
I keep thinking back to that mark that was on his armor and his people's armor. I don't know.
What was the mark? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think I had tried to look into it and it was just some kind of rune.
Oh yeah, it was like the swooshy thingy.
Yeah.
Thanon's mark. Yeah, that.
Yeah, that thing. That's just, yeah, there you go. There you go. It could just be a family sigil, or it could be...
And we haven't
Yeah,
seen
but if it was a family sigil...
I can't remember if I did a religion check on that symbol or not. See if maybe it was the mark of a different god. Well, we may as well keep exploring for one day. Probably should get started.
I'm gonna punch him in the fucking face.
I may be right behind you with that. So onward, guys.
Yeah.
Might as well.
But I mean, which way do we go?
Okay, what were our options again when we come out of the library?
So your options are left. Whoops. Sorry, I buried my map. Okay, your options coming out of the library are left 30 feet to a wall, right 40 feet to a passageway coming in from the right, or the door that you came through and recently marked.
Left or right? Left sounds good.
Okay, left will take you to a wall.
Can I examine the wall and the walls around it?
No, you can't examine the wall.
By all means, please do so.
This wall you cannot examine.
What would you like? Investigation, perception?
Give me perception. That'll be fun.
18.
Okay. You're looking through, once again, just being very careful, maybe, blowing away dust or anything. And again, you don't seem to find like a seam or a little hatch or a button or a latch or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Excuse me. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Back down and to the right.
Yeah.
That should take us around the library, I think.
Yeah, if you turn right and go down that passage, and I presume you have a torch lit and everything.
Yeah.
You have about 35 feet, and it starts to curve to the right, bare right. And it just kind of makes a curve around 10, 20, 30 feet. And you feel like you've hit the arc of that curve, and now it's coming around the other way. And you go about 100 feet around this curve, and you're headed down, kind of, you can sense, especially the Minotaur, you can sense you're headed the opposite direction of where you were when you turned left to go up that passage. And after it straightens out for about 50 feet, it makes a hard left. Excuse me, a hard right. I misspoke. I apologize.
Okay. Yeah, what's in the new hard right passage?
Yeah.
So you're going to look and go down that hard right turn?
Unless there's a different direction.
That's all there is.
Then I guess that's what we'll do.
Let's go that way.
You turn right and go about 30, 40 feet, and it opens into kind of a 20 by 20 open area. And you can make a hard left. You can make a left behind you and double back. There's like a wall there. You can just go around. Or you can go straight about 20 feet and angle 45 degrees. And it feels like that direction is to the southwest. And the Minotaur announces, "We have been to this intersection."
Familiar ground.
I know where we are. Okay. I feel much less lost.
Alright, this is near anywhere we've been.
Yeah, we've been here before.
Yeah, Lethyrus knows you've been in this. If you take the hard left and go backwards, Lethyrus is pretty sure that long run will take you right back to the pit.
Oh,
If you take a right turn off of that anywhere, it's going to take you back in the direction of the main entrance. The area you're near the rooms where the wizard's laboratory was.
Yep.
And then the room that had all the jars and canisters, like a kind of a workroom.
I still want that ghost cat.
Where you met one of those gnome magicians.
Oh yeah, I still have his wand.
In that workroom.
Yes, the faithful meeting.
That, in fact, that's the room where we're not far from the room where you found Lethyrus.
Yep. Well, that was in the wizard and workroom area.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two rooms were connected by a door, and it was like secret doors to get in there.
Yep.
And the room where the wizard was is where you found Lethyrus.
All right.
And that indeed was the room, Pavel, where you found the wand.
Some sort of weather wand. It made a bolt of lightning that split a stone table in half.
Well,
Alright. Now that I know where we are, I'm much more confident to go back into that area. I have a feeling it could potentially even connect back to where we came from in terms of the gem wall.
yeah,
Alright, so let's make our way back to that room.
Mm-hmm.
Back to what room?
The room we appeared in.
Okay. So you're going to backtrack and go all the way back through the door, back to the room you...
Yep, back around the curve.
Where the purple crystalline rock formation was?
Yep.
Okay. Very good. So you follow your way around the curve, same old, same old. You come out of that, there's a door right on your right that's been marked with a frown. Okay. If you were to go through that, you'd go 40 feet, take a right, cross a right double back, and go through the door into your room, where the crystalline rock formation was.
Okay. So and out of that room there was a long passage south?
Yeah, if you could go south out of that room. So when you come through the door with a frown, instead of turning right to go to that room, you could turn left to go a long passage south that you haven't explored.
Let's go this way.
that way it is.
All right. Down the long passage.
Okay, so you turn left, and the passage goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. At 90 feet, it turns left and goes about 20 feet and turns right. And at 30 feet, it turns right again, but there's a door in the wall ahead of you. So you can turn right, and if you look down that right passageway, it only goes 20 feet, turns left again, and 10 feet into that, there's a door on the right. So you're standing in front of a door at a right turn. 10 feet into the right turn, there's another door on the right.
All right.
10 more feet and turns left.
I say we keep marking frowny faces until we connect to something we recognize.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Chick, chick, brah. Open the door.
Okay, so the door's straight ahead?
Uh-huh. Of course, cautiously.
Yeah. Okay, so you mark the door. You push the door open. This chamber, it's kind of weird. It's a little cooler in here. Slightly cooler. The air maybe not as stale as much of the rest of this place. There's almost a faint whistling you can hear. Kind of a, kind of very faint. The room, the door opens into a 30 by 20 foot room, mostly barren, except there's a kind of an assortment of irons and tools hanging on the walls. And there's a a thick coat of dust. And off of this main room, kind of to the northeast, is a 20 by 20 foot square area that you can't, it is around behind where the door is. So you can tell it's back there, but you can't really see what's in there.
All right, I'm gonna slowly, quietly step into the room, take a look around.
Okay. Are you taking a light source in there, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I can't see otherwise.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 30 feet wide, 20 feet forward, which forward is to the south. The door is in the kind of the center of that 30-foot wide span, and right around behind you to the left is that 20 by 20 foot chamber. And as you kind of with your torch, and there's definitely kind of a breeze pulling the flame. So there's an airflow thing between the coolness and the less mustiness of the air. You definitely have an airflow coming in here. And this irregularly shaped room, it's actually kind of two separate areas. You see in that area, the 20 by 20 foot area, 3 fire pits and a huge anvil. And as you look around, you see like iron tongs and pokers, and it looks, if anybody knows anybody who's a smithy, these appear to be smithy tools. Yeah, you've done that work, so you recognize that, Lathyrus.
No,
Oh.
no, my mom is a blacksmith.
Your mom. That's right. That's right.
I have
Sorry.
I have an extensive personal knowledge of blacksmithing
Okay.
I just
for no
overall-
particular reason. I just like
There's
it.
a couple different sizes of bellows hanging on the wall, and again, you hear that, kind of through the room. You blacksmith people, knowing what you know about that, know that room has to be ventilated somehow.
Yeah.
You couldn't do blacksmith work in here and survive if it were not.
Yeah, I'd like to. Would that be perception or investigation to find that whistle?
I would say that's investigation.
All I know is
Oh God, that's bad for me.
the fresh air is very nice. It's sort of soothing.
I wouldn't call it fresh air, but it's definitely fresher
It's moving area. It's moving air.
by a
We've been
factor of, a lot.
I have a 15.
Okay. So you're looking around for various, whether there's a pipe or ventilation or some, like a chimney flue or anything, and you don't seem to find anything.
Darn.
Huge forging anvil in that side room. There is a door on the southern wall of that side room. So if you come in the main door and you do a hard left backwards, and now you're in that 20 by 20 space, in the southeast corner of that, on the south wall, is a door. Another wooden door.
I want to take a look through there.
So you're
Yeah, I'm
going
gonna
to
take
open
a
that
look
door?
through that door.
Okay. Yeah, so you open the door, and you open the door into a 20-foot square room. Kind of in the northeast corner of this room, which is kind of immediately to your left as you come in, or as you look, there are some log sections stacked in a pile, cut wood.
Mhm.
Okay. There's a similar door straight across from you that's closed, and you see a large hole in the floor in the southeast corner of the room. So it'd be kind of forward and left from where you are. Like it's a 3-foot hole.
3 foot wide or 3 foot deep?
3 feet across. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna mark the door because I forgot to do that.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go look at that hole.
Okay. You notice as you get into the room, there is a large iron ring anchored to the south wall near the hole. Okay. And it's about a 3-foot hole across. And when you hold your torch and you kind of extend it down, and it is dark beyond the light of that torch.
Guys, come here, look at this.
Wander over and peek in.
There's a
Yeah.
hole. Do you think you're? Do you think you're? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Sonia will fly on down there.
Okay. Yeah, so Sonia descends silently into the hole. And she goes about 40 feet and comes down out of the ceiling into a large cavern, 60, 70 feet toward the north and south, and maybe 20, 30 feet wide. And it's cavernous. It's, maybe 15-foot high ceiling. It's the same type of cavern walls you saw when you and Flint were down there.
It's pretty much what we were in before. Not the same area, but similar.
Mm. Interesting.
Yeah.
And actually, I gave you the wrong dimensions. It's about a 20 by 20 cavern. I'm sorry, the key on the map was a little confusing. And in that cavern, there's like a passageway running out of it, kind of going to the east.
Well, I think we should keep this place in mind. This might be an easier way to get down if we need to go down there in the future. What with the easy tie off here, and I sort of tap on the ring in the wall.
Yeah.
Ring in the wall?
Yeah, you said there was like a ring, like anchored.
There's a ring in the wall where you tap on it, clank, clank.
Yep.
Ring.
Clank, clank.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right.
So you're in the room with the stack of wood and the hole. There's a door going forward through the room, and the door you came in.
Yep. Point at the the new door, shall we?
Might as well.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay. You open the door and the passageway immediately turns right. It's again the same, decently hewn, smoothish, rough in places stone. Passageway goes about 40 feet, turns right again, and just again at the end of your torchlight, another 30, 40 feet, it turns right. As it turns right, 20 feet down, there's a door on your left, and you're back at the door that took you into the smithy. You've just made sort of a square-ish.
Interesting.
So there's a door on your left, or you can go back up the passageway that would ultimately take you to the room with the crystalline
Door to the left.
rock formation.
Might as well.
Marked. Opened.
Okay. 20 by 20 foot room, and this is just covered in blackish, dark soot and dust. And there's a pile of coal against the north wall.
Maybe you guys shouldn't go in. Maybe I should head in myself first. I'm less likely to turn into charcoal than you guys are.
Probably completely unlikely.
Yeah.
Fancy immunity to fire.
Less likely to turn into a beef brisket.
Truth. And
I think Lethyrus, that you are the only one who could turn into a beef brisket.
Hey now.
I mean, again, not in a character voice.
I'm gonna send Sonia to flutter over onto the top of Flint's head, and I'll just walk into the room, giving a quick look around.
It's like, okay, so you enter the room. There's a door on the west wall, and it's just dust and coal dust and soot and coal, and it just smells very earthy, anthracite. That smell.
And the piles of soot and stuff like that. Is there any identifiable objects?
No, it's a coating. It's a layer. So it literally, it's almost like the room has been dusted in soot and then dust. So it's not really like piles of rubble, but you do have the pile of coal in the center of the north wall.
I'll go poke at that pile, just gonna swish it around to see if there's anything.
Okay. What are you using to poke it with?
My sword.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of put your rapier in there, and it appears to be a pile of coal. The blade bends here and there, and then it kind of goes in between the pieces of coal. And the coal, it'll fall and scatter a little bit. Some of it breaks when it hits the floor. Coal it can be hard, but then again, it can chip and crack very easily and split sometimes.
Okay.
And it appears to be what you would believe to be a pile of coal.
So definitely nothing interesting in the room that stands out other than that.
Other than the door in the west wall.
Okay, I'll head back out.
Okay.
There's nothing in there. Like, I can't see anything just other than that pile. Anybody got some fire to toss in there? Could do something. You're muted.
We have this torch.
Do we,
Toss it and close the door. See what happens. Do you want to be in there? I mean, it's a cool way to test your cool and invincibility to fire.
Does it really work?
Probably not.
I'm very tempted, but I don't want to pull a flint.
Pull a flint. Pull a flint.
All right, I'm going to take my sword off. Just hand it to whoever's closest to me and say, fine, give me the torch, let's go.
All right, I hand you the torch. Don't die.
I'm going to try not to.
All right, I'll close the door. Knock if you're good.
All right. I'll just walk in and toss the torch on the pile of coal.
And I close the door.
I think it's just a coal storage room, but okay.
Okay, so you're in there with a torch.
Mm-hmm.
So when you close the door, much to your dismay, the wind created by the closing of the door in this small chamber creates a bit of a floof. What is providing the immunity to fire?
She has resistance to fire as a tiefling, and then the red dragon mask. I gave it to her.
And when you add resistance, that creates immunity.
Yep, it do.
Just full protection.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you pull the door shut and right, and up into this plume of dust is dust and coal dust, and your torch just immolates. And those of you on the outside, you even see a flash of light and a little lick of flame out the bottom of the door. And Harlow, you're standing in this just immolation of explosion of combustion of coal dust. And you're standing there, and it's like, like backdraft, it ignites and it goes out. And you're standing in there like, okay, what just happened? And you don't even have to put out like the hair on your arms, if there is any, or on your head, because you're immune.
Is there anything new, or am I just on fire? Everything's just
There's a lot less dust. Right? The room is much cleaner, but the coal is there. There's little things are burning, little things, here and there, little, little.
Are you dead?
I'll wait for a few seconds. I'm gonna be in there. Just gonna get Sunny to just go. Pavel. But I'll just come over and knock on the door.
Okay. Why did you make the bird nod if I asked if you were dead?
No.
And the party definitely heard the,
Yeah.
So you notice in the room, the rest of you, that the dust appears to have been consumed in some way. And you can see little pieces of things kind of, burning.
Yeah, no, there's nothing in there. I think it's just a storage room, a coal storage room. Kitty!
What a pretty cat. Yeah, it appears to be a coal storage room.
Yeah, she didn't like that. All right, let's go through that door in there.
So, yeah, there's another door in the room.
Marked.
Onward.
Okay, so you go to open the door, and the door does not open.
Ooh,
Kind of
locked door.
In its frame. There's a door frame, there's a door, but it doesn't open.
Is there a lock on the door? Like a visible lock?
Looks like all the other doors.
Lethiris, would you like to do the honors?
You're a smash.
Okay. Hit me with an attack roll on the door.
Sure. Ooh, that's a good one, y'all. Just, yeah, you said attack. So that's an 18.
Okay. Roll your damage by whatever means you're using to attack this door. Bludgeon the door, if you will.
What'd I roll for that?
What are you using to... Are you kicking it, punching it?
Good point.
Goring it?
Good point. I would like to punch it.
Okay. So the unarmed combat, I believe, is D4 bludgeoning?
Yes, it is.
If you don't have unarmed strike as like a skill,
Like a monk,
it's 1 plus your strength modifier is the damage.
Nice. Thank you for...
Yes.
I
have
literally
it down
read
as
it
a 5
earlier
here.
today. That's why I remembered. What?
I have it down as a 5, so that's accurate, what you just said. 5 damage.
Okay. So you hear the door kind of pop. It doesn't open, but you've definitely put some cracks in the wood, and that hurt your fist. I mean, it was like, damn, that wasn't awesome. And you didn't feel the door like give in the frame. You'd feel like there should be some flex there. In fact, it just kind of gave a little and just stopped.
Okay.
This is a silly question, but if I pull on the door, does it open?
Oh, God.
I'm sure you're going to pull the door.
Yeah,
No,
sure.
Yeah. That would have been kind of funny, though.
Worth a
I
try.
didn't think you were that kind of DM, but you always gotta make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if it popped a little bit.
Yeah, you made a crack in it.
All right.
Get a
In that
good
case-
running start and just throw yourself into it.
You know, actually, yeah, I was gonna do something else, but that sounds way better. How long is this room again?
The room has you could get a 20-foot run at it. From wall to door.
Hell yeah! Goring rush time, baby!
Oh boy.
Ooh, it's a 19!
Okay. That would certainly affect the door's armor class.
Alright, let's see. It's 3d8 plus 4, so that's a 5, a 6, a 7, and a 4.
Jeez. 18, 4, 22, and 5, 27. Yeah, so you see the Minotaur just grunt and snort, paw the ground, and ram into this thing, horns first. And Lethyrus forces one of his horns, separates some of the planking of the door, the wood pieces of the door that are joined, and splits it. And that's all the further Lethyrus goes.
Oh, no, here's Johnny moment.
The Shining.
I could take another running stab at it.
Oh, you seem
Back up again and keep hammering
You've
at it.
opened up a pretty good crack and a hole where one of your horns has gored through the door. And you have a headache now. That
It's
hurts.
never stopped me before. I want this door open.
Okay.
The 15 this time.
Okay. So another big run at it.
Another big old run.
Okay.
That's a 3. An 8. Another 8 and a 4.
Okay. What's your strength modifier?
My strength modifier is +4.
Okay. So as you ram into this door and it breaks out of its frame and falls in pieces, you sustain 5 points of bludgeoning damage from ramming your head into a door that is up against a stone wall. But the door is now rent and broken in pieces. A little bit of it's hanging from one side of the door jamb. And
Why are
there's
there all these doors that have nothing on the other side?
a stone wall behind it.
I shake it off. I see that there's just a wall. And I stare at it for a second.
I'm gonna walk up
And then I
like,
pick up the door and I whip it behind me. It's like, why is there all these fucking doors?
I'm gonna pat Lethyrus on the shoulder and go, hey, at least you got the door open.
I love the coconut monkey in chat said, wouldn't it be great if the doors got stuck on his horns?
I thought that
Then you
might have
couldn't get
happened.
out the other door.
Yeah.
'Cause you got a door sideways across your horns and now you're trapped. That would be funny, but no, we didn't do that.
Did Lethyrus actually swear?
He did actually swear. I'm glad you
Also,
noticed.
yeah.
That's the first time he
Lethyrus,
swore.
language.
Yeah, what would your mothers say about this?
Mama Harlow. Nice.
So we want to inspect
They
the
wouldn't
wall
like
to see
it.
if there's any secret.
It's not fair, my mom.
So
Mom
yeah, you
cusses
just
like a sailor.
removed what appears to be a false door. If you didn't know better, you'd say whoever built this place has a sense of humor.
Bad sense of humor.
A
Yeah.
highly
Well, like,
annoying
it's
sense of
fun.
humor, to be sure.
Yeah, sense of humor is subjective.
Right. Where to now?
Uh,
How much more of this floor do you think we have left? I think we've seen like most of it.
I mean, except for that small bit that we didn't explore around the first teleporty room. Not the room we left from, not the room we showed up at.
Do we want to go back and maybe explore that area?
I mean, yeah, I guess we can, but we'll have to take the long way around. I'm not sure if we can get there from here.
Yeah.
Lethyrus?
It's not like we don't have time.
What?
Are you upset that we got mad at you for swearing?
No. I'm mad at the door.
If you do have a bit of a headache now.
Got a little
Yeah.
nosebleed.
Do you want me to fix that? I can help with that.
No. It's okay.
Alright, well, the offer stands if you change your mind.
It'll fix itself. It's fine.
Okay, so if you exit this room, you can go hard left and back up the long passageway that'll take you to the purple crystalline formation room that you exited to go over to the library.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna throw out my hands and just actually take the lead and march forward. Like, I guess.
All right, so you come to that room. The first right goes back over to the library. Then immediately following that is another right that you haven't taken,
Huh,
or
I
you
guess
can go
let's
into
take
that
that.
room. Because remember, coming out of that room, there was 2 hard lefts.
Yeah, let's go to that second one that we haven't been to then.
Yeah.
Okay. So you turn right, you go 30 feet, and the passageway turns left. Goes another 30 feet, makes a left turn, or if you can continue 10 more feet, it comes to a wall.
First turn?
Might as well.
Turn
First
left,
turn.
goes 30 feet. Turn right, following along, goes about 60 feet. Turns right again, and you come to a place, an intersection you've been. There's a passageway that goes left that would actually take you along that long run and back to the squiggly passageway at the diagonals. Or you can follow it and turn right, and you know that would take you to the room with the purple crystalline. But it's weird because now that room is ahead of you. You just left from that room, but somehow,
Yep.
if you were to turn right, that would take you to that room.
Yep. But, I mean, we've already learned that he created a teleporting room, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's weird. At least. Let's go back and check out that second left that we didn't go down.
Where it dead ends into a wall?
No, you said there were 2 left turns.
No, just one. You took the only left turn. Like if you leave the purple room, turn left, turn left, turn left. You made a big square around the purple crystalline room, and then took a right, a long run, took a right, and you're at an intersection where you can go straight and around to the right to the first crystalline room, or you turn left and then make the long passageway that goes up to the area where the diagonal hallway that goes up and down, up and down, up and down, which would ultimately lead you all the way back around to the pit.
So are there any passageways in this section that we haven't been to?
Not really. You haven't run across any passageways. You've just come up to an area where you've seen everything.
Okay.
And you didn't leave behind you any areas you haven't gone down.
So I guess we've explored this whole area now.
Well,
Let's
we
go
could choose
fight
them.
those fucking fire things.
Yeah, let's find the drop into the water.
Shall we go down the water drop, or shall we go down the blacksmith hole?
We don't know what's in the blacksmith hole. We know what's in the other one.
Plus, you said the blacksmith hole was 3 feet wide.
Yes.
Yeah, Lethiers can't go through there.
That's fair.
Lethyrus got a bit of a rack on his head.
Lethiris, a bulky boy.
I think his shoulders alone probably too wide.
Alright.
Okay, so you're going to work your way all the way back around to the pit through the diagonals. Okay, doesn't take you that long. You've been through this. This is your 3rd time now, doubling back through. You come all the way around, down the long passageway, past the 3 rooms that are now on your left. Take a hard right, bam, there's the door that goes into a 10-foot by 20-foot long area you know to contain the collapsing floor that'll take you down to the water. Right now it's a floor.
Hell, what are we gonna do about Bill?
Muted.
Yeah, I was just trying to think about that. I mean, the hole's big enough for him. We could lower him down, but...
True. Each of us have 50 feet of rope. We could probably make a harness that the Theris can lower him with.
I mean, I have 100 feet of rope by myself, so...
Hey.
Oh yeah, because you took that rope from that room.
Hell yeah, I did.
That, like, storeroom.
Just such an occasion.
Fond of Bill, I don't want to let him go or risk running into some of the shit that's in this place.
Agreed.
And we'll eat him.
Plus, he has all our stuff.
Plus he has all our stuff.
Alright. The Theris, you worked on a farm. Do you know a good way to harness an animal?
Oh yeah. Pull out some of the rope, like another 50-foot coil,
Okay.
and I wrap it once around his neck, twice around the midsection right below his, like in his armpits, and twice around the section in the seams of his back legs, and then tie it on top, pull out the rope, and then tie the other half to my other 50-foot rope.
So I'm imagining a 3-point harness, one under his pits, one in front of his rear legs, and one around his neck to keep his head level.
Yes. Oh, and I pull out a little piece of cloth and I wrap it around his eyes for good measure.
Good.
Nice. I'm going to have you make a survival and an animal handling. And I'm going to have you do this at advantage because of your background in the agrarian arts.
Hey, survival is 21.
Okay.
Animal handling is 19.
Yeah, so you're able to fashion all this, and you're pretty confident this is going to keep him. You know, he's not going to rope burn. You didn't set your harnessing so that when you start to lower him, it chokes around his neck. You don't have any concerns that way. The survival was more for the rope use, not tying, that sort of thing. And then the animal handling is how to relate all that to a mule and get him safely down. So you feel like you've got this guy rigged up in such a manner that you can get him down the hole. If now you can just figure out how to get him down the hole.
Before he goes down, one of us should go down.
I was about to say that. I'll head down.
Okay.
I've been down there before.
I'm gonna sort of like kick the. I'm gonna sort of like kick the floor where I know the trap is supposed to be.
Sure.
Try to get it.
You don't have any trouble triggering that.
Yep.
Voof, shoot open.
Yeah, and I'll if Flint will, I'll take her with me. We'll both jump down and wait for.
She may have already jumped.
I'll be holding a rope and just watch you guys jump. Like I was gonna lower you.
There's water. Splash, splash, splash. And I'm out of the water quickly.
You take falling damage. Though.
Each of you take a d4 from bludgeoning against the water. Each of you take 1 point of damage. I rolled a pair of ones. Much to your delight, I'm sure. Okay, so you and Flint are down in the water. It's cold.
Bill next.
Yeah.
Okay. Lyall, are you jumping down?
I thought we were going to send Bill down next.
Lyala's pretty strong. I want her help lowering Bill.
I got you.
Yeah.
I think the three of us together should do it.
Okay.
Here's my idea. Lethiris, you pick Bill up and sort of hold him over the hole.
Poor mule.
Lyala and I will hold the ropes to catch his weight when you let go, and then you immediately have to grab one of the ropes. No.
Sounds fair.
And then the three of us will lower him down together.
Sounds real good. I like that plan.
I see absolutely no way this can go horribly at all.
I'm at the bottom. Let's see splat.
All right. How do you want to do this roll-wise?
I'd like Lethiris to make a strength roll to pick up this mule.
A dirty 20. I'm rolling good on these.
So you see Lethiris kind of get, pick up this mule, and you've carried Bill before, so.
Mm-hmm. Jumped a chasm with him in my arms. We've been through so much.
You jumped this exact hole with him in your arms.
Hey, Shannon. Shannon's here. Yay!
Hey, Shannon.
Flint's dead.
Flint's dead 3 times. Yeah, isn't that right? Flint is in good hands. So you walk to the edge of the hole. Now I'd like you to make for me an athletics check to kind of lean out over the hole with this mule. And then as you begin to lower him down, right, the other two are going to catch him on the rope.
Mm-hmm.
Like let the weight of the rope kind of catch him so he's swinging rope over the edge of the hole kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And then hand over hand down.
And then, again, Lethiris, immediately after dropping him, needs to grab the third rope.
Yeah, so let's do a strength check for Lyala and Pavel, and you will be able to roll... one of you will roll at advantage because you're being helped by the other.
Please let me roll with advantage. I don't think I have as good a strength as Lyala.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Lyala, you should probably pre-roll that divine advantage we have.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right.
We'll both have advantage.
All right. That's pretty good.
Okay, how do we do on our rolls here?
17.
21.
Okay. So you see Lethiris swing this mule out over the hole, and he's got veins. He grunts and lets the mule go, and immediately you two are pulled, right, as that rope tightens, pulled to the hole. But you're holding, but you're moving slowly your veins are popping out. And so Lethiris, you are free to move about the edge of the pit.
Okay. So there are 2 ropes that are being held here?
3 ropes. There are
Well,
3
there's
ropes
3
in
that need to
total.
be held.
Okay, 3 available ropes. I'm going to grab the other rope, because obviously. Just a strength check?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
17.
is to make sure we don't drop Bill.
Yes.
Now that we have Bill secure, the fact that you've split the load by some divisor of 3, some way, we don't have full-on block and tackle, but with 3 ropes suspending the harnessing arrangement, it's made it easier to hold this thing up. And with 3 of you doing it, you're able to. You have Bill now suspended over the side. He's blindfolded, but he's moving.
Mm-hmm.
Mules aren't accustomed to not having their feet on solid ground, so he's moving, kicking a bit.
Let's get him down there as fast as we can.
Yep.
Okay, what are you doing at the bottom, Flint and Harlow?
I'm waiting till I can see his legs, and I'll wait out. Well, both of us will wait out and grab him. Grab his.
They're definitely like mule legs moving around. He is not really enjoying what's happening. I'd like athletics checks from Lyala, Pavel, and Lethiris, please, to lower this guy down.
Oh no.
22.
18.
I got a natural 1.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So as you're doing this, the rope slips from Lethiris' hands. Give me strength checks, Pavel. Lyala.
Oh, this is gonna suck. Oh, not bad. Dirty 20.
4.
Pavel? Of what?
4.
Okay. So now Lyala.
I hate you both.
moving.
I was holding the neck.
Pavel, you've got the rope but you're not really helping much because just the dead weight of this thing. When Lathyrus lost this thing, dead weight, right? So you're having trouble holding that. Lyala's got it, but she's moving towards the edge of the pit, and the mule is dropping rapidly. I'm going to give Lathyrus a dex check to grab that rope, and then you got to pass a strength check to slow this thing down. Havel, you're going to get another strength check after that.
Okay. Dex check is a 16.
Okay, you're fine with that. So you get a hold of the rope. Now hit me with a strength check.
Strength check.
If you're able to, shore the speed of, slow the descent of this beast.
Thank God, 23.
Okay. So Lyala, you feel like it slows way down. You look over, and Lathyrus has got the rope again. Havel, hit me with a strength check.
4.
Okay, you're still, so Pavel's end is, now he's kind of nosing downward. So now you have Bill, about halfway down. He's 20 feet in the air, and he's front haunches and head, lower than his ass. What would you like to do?
The ass's ass?
The ass of the ass. Yeah, the ass's ass. And he's moving, he's like, and now that he's, jarred a little bit, he's spooked. So he's moving a lot.
I mean, we gotta keep going.
I'm just down the bottom, just like, we're gonna have to kill this thing when it breaks its leg. So
May I sing him a soothing song?
As well as you can while you're holding him up on a rope. And I'm not sure how soothing you're going to sound. Is this a skill you're trying to deploy here?
No. I just wanted... It's just something Lathyrus would do.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. That's good.
It's the spell of music.
It's the magic of the arts.
Shannon says Flint will catch Bill.
Yeah, I saw that.
Flint will die. Donkeys are not like...
We're not going to try that just yet. I don't have any resurrection spells, okay?
So,
wait till I learn Revivify, then we can try that.
I guess this would be performance, and I'm going to use my divine advantage on this, just because. Yeah, it's not bad. It's 16.
Okay. So you have this mule, nose down, ass up, flailing now. It's panicking. And here comes Lathyrus, as only Lathyrus can. Starting to try and sing a soothing song to a suspended mule down a pit.
Suspended Mule is the name of my band.
Yeah. You're not having much of an effect on this animal, man. It's kind of freaking out at this point. So you all have a literal tiger by the tail.
Shannon wants to know if she can talk to Bill with speak with animals.
Yeah, that's an ability Flint has, right?
Yes, it is. I forgot she had it for a good second.
Yeah, by all means. By all means.
All right. Gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Jump into that.
Freaking cast it. Okay, well, there it is. It's cast.
Ta-da!
Okay. Let me get back here. Okay. Bill! Bill, it's okay, Bill.
Okay, so you're role-playing Flint talking to Bill the mule.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to get some stats on the mule. Okay, low intelligence. Boy, oh boy.
Gee, a mule.
What are you going to say to Bill the mule?
Well, we'll start it out. Bill, it's okay. I know it's scary, but you're fine. Don't make an ass of yourself.
God.
I love it.
I'm giving credit to that to Shannon. She said
I
that.
booed Shannon for making that joke, and I boo you too for supporting it.
That is awesome. Okay, so he calms down a little bit, but he's tense and he's kind of herking and jerking. What are the ropey people doing?
lowering him is.
Holding on for dear
I'm
life.
lowering.
I'm gonna hold for a second actually, while the other guys lower.
Okay. Hit me with an athletics, each of you.
26. Actually, no, wait, that'd be a natural 20.
17.
Not 20, 23.
Okay. So, Pavel, you keep your end where it is. You hold up your end of the bargain. See what I did there? And then the other two, and then once you feel it's level, down it goes. So coming at you now, Harlow and Flint, is a large harnessed mule who's clearly having some stress, but he's hanging in there. And he's down to where you can reach him now.
Alrighty. We'll wait out, grab the harness on his face, the bridle, and just pull him up to the shore and just. I'm assuming Flint's going to keep saying like comforting things to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she keeps saying comforting things. Gives him a little pat on the snout, maybe a tiny little kiss on the cheek.
Yeah,
Good
so-
old Bill.
Yeah. Okay. So you managed to get this thing down into the water, and he's pretty spooky, right? He's jazzed. He's full of mule-osterone. And so you managed to wrangle him over, get him out of the cold frickin' one. I mean, you just dangled him off a pit edge, 40 feet, almost dropped him, jarred him, and then dropped him into bone-chilling water. By the way, Harlow and Flint are going to have to do something for me here. This is kind of concluding. As we get Bill in the water, let me get to my page here. Hang on a second.
Con saves, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I need you each to make a con save DC 13.
I just met actually.
Okay.
I just missed 12.
Okay. So Flint is going to suffer 2 damage, cold damage. And as you get Bill, the closer, Flint and Bill and Harlow make it over to the shore, which you have to travel due west. This pool is almost 20 feet across where you dropped in. And so you've got about a good 10 feet to slog through this cold water. And, by the time Flint gets over there, Flint is pretty stiff and painful joints, very cold and uncomfortable. But you manage to get out of the water. So we have Bill, Harlow, Flint in the cavern. The pool takes up the eastern half of the cavern. And in order to get out of that cavern, there's a passage headed south in the southeast corner, but in order to do that, you will have to re-enter the water briefly, but it won't cause you to make a con save. It'll just be colder than you get. Kind of that, cold water thing. We have Lyala, Pavel, and Letherius at the top.
Is there a place to tie off a rope around here?
There's the door that enters into the pit area.
All right.
There's the stone walls.
I'm gonna tie a rope to the door, I guess.
Okay, how are you going to do that?
Where are the hinges visible?
Yeah, it's like a standard door.
All right, cool. I will loop the rope through around the hinge and
With the
tie
door
it.
open so you get that crack.
Mhm.
Very good. All right. So how are we doing this?
I'll
Rappel?
go down first, I guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna climb down.
Okay, Pavel, make me an athletics check as you climb down, sir.
18.
Okay. No problemo. You get down there, splash, it's cold.
Hold on. I want to do something. I want to get down to just before hitting water. And how far? You said it's about 10 feet to the nearest bit of shore?
Yeah, you have to swing out west. And right now you're literally suspended over the center of the pool. The rope is... So you're facing south. You need to go to the right, to the west. And the rope is coming down over the edge of the lip behind you.
I'm going to.
So you're right along the northern wall of the pit.
Yep.
Straight down on the rope. So you can't swing backwards because it's wall.
Oh.
The rope isn't going to go. But you can swing pendulum to the side if you want to try that. Note that the rope is around a metal hinge and over the lip of a stone floor.
I don't want the rope to break. I'll just drop in and swim real quick.
Damn. Have my percentiles ready to go.
Yeah, but when you say, "Hey, look, it's on a sharp ledge," I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. Nothing bad would happen, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not for the first person going down. Okay, so Pavel is down. Pavel is wet but dry. Like wet but out of the water. Who would like to go next?
Lotharius, do you want to go down next?
Wait, I'm not there.
I'm kind of heavy. Maybe I should go last so I don't, in case, I break it. You need to get down.
Okay. Alright, well, I'll go next.
Layala, you're in some kind of armor, aren't you? Chainmail?
Yes, I'm wearing chainmail.
Okay. Head on down, athletics check.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's a 10.
Okay. So you're down and you slip and you lose your grip on the rope about halfway down. It's, you've been sweating, you've lowered a mule through the hole, you're a little, jangled. So hit me with a dex check.
Dex check or dex save?
Dex check. To grab this rope.
Yeah, that's a 7.
Okay. So you whiff on the grab and poof, drop into the water, sustaining 3 points of bludgeoning against water damage. And of course, wearing chainmail, you sink to the bottom. But it's, waist, chest deep, so you can stand up and be fine.
Okay.
And so we have a rope, we have a minotaur, we have a pit, we have water. What are we going to do?
Minotaur's going down.
Okay. Minotaur, you're going to lower yourself down?
Mm-hmm. It was athletics, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 14.
Okay. So you lower yourself down. It gets a little janky. That rope's creaking. You're a little nervous, but you manage to get down. That water is cold. Cold. So you're in a cave that is west to east, about 30-ish feet across. About half of it is a pool of water. North to south is about almost 20. And there's about a 10-foot wide passageway headed south out of the room. It is about midday, maybe a little past, and you know this because your stomach is trying to eat itself because you're hungry. And I'm going to have us end right here. Perfect spot today.
All right.
A+, well done.
We didn't kill the mule. Yay!
We didn't kill the mule.
Nobody died.
Just a good thing you got a minotaur with some uber strength.
Yeah.
For strength.
Yeah.
If we didn't have Lethyrus, that would have gone very bad.
Really bad. Really bad.
Okay. And it's midday. Awesome. Well, I hope this was fun. Hey, thanks for the bits, Shannon. A couple of bits from Shannon Logic. Awesome. Missed having you play Flint tonight, but it's good to see you in chat. Thanks to Carapace for the bits. I think Zombie dropped some bits too, didn't he?
Carapace did.
I know Carapace did.
Yeah. Don't think Zombie dropped them.
Okay, I don't know. I get confused easily. But it's been a good night of role-playing. So let's go around the group here real quick and figure out where we can find you all on the interwebs, all that sort of stuff. Just a quick outro, if you will. Let's start with Layala Bright, or Likes the Villain.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sheena. I am Likes the Villain on Twitter. As far as where you can find me, Twitter, of course, you can find me there. And this is the only game I'm in right now. So catch me here every other Wednesday.
Excellent. Very good. How about Abby?
I am Abby. I discuss a deal across the internet, but I'm not really active online. I mostly just do stuff at my school in Oswego. Being a zoologist and writing reports. That's my life.
What was it? 4 200-page papers by tomorrow?
Not 200 pages, my God.
200 words. 200 words.
Yep, 200 words by tomorrow.
Yikes.
Woo! College life.
College
That's
life. After just not having slept for 24 hours.
Yeah, who needs sleep?
Good times.
I
All
remember.
right, Harlow, Ms. Misery.
As said, I am Miss Misery. You can see my tag down below. You can follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm most active, and I'm in several games a week, so I always post about them there. But yeah, this is here every other Wednesday, and I love these people. I love this game.
Fun, isn't it? A lot of dungeon time. We love you too. How about our last but not least guy up there, Pavel Mansard, also known as many things. Tell us about that.
I am Devin. You can find me here on Twitch and on Discord as a moderator for Castle Mac under the name Utilitas. I'm also on Twitter. Things down below. I post about D&D stuff. This is currently the only game I'm in, at least online. Yeah.
And like loop my my arm around her neck.
Parrot, Miss Misery. I love this group. This was so fun.
It's a good group.
Great people, love it. Sure missed Shannon, but glad she made it to hang out in chat. So I'm Scott, or Wily Hobbit, across Twitter, Twitch. I hang out in this game every other Wednesday. Really, really grateful to the Castle Mac folks for making this a possibility for us. Steven back at the board producing. How cool is that? My Monday night game is currently on a break until I think April. We're going to get in, and we're going to be in Ravnica. So I'm pretty jacked about that being a Magic the Gathering.
Woo!
Pretty cool. And then my IRL game, we just took down Strahd 2 weeks ago this coming Friday. I got to get the kill shot, although most of the work was done by the rest of my party, but it was kind of cool being the...
Yeah, but did you behead him like Castle Mac
I
Lydia?
did not. Nothing nearly as dramatic, but I did whomp him with 2-hand crossbow bolts, so that was kind of cool. Rogue life. Yeah, so that's what I'm up to, man. Just doing the D&D thing on the interwebs and loving GMing this game with these amazing people. So one more time, congratulations to Castle Mac crew. You can see them in the regular Tuesday game. I believe that's 7:30 or 8 o'clock on Tuesdays. What is that called?
The Chronicles of Peril.
Chronicles of Peril.
DM'd by Castle Mac Sean.
Castle Mac Sean, amazing DM, great gameplay, great people. Sunday night is the kind of the big game. They're currently in the last throes of Waterdeep Dragon Heist, and then behind that's coming Storm King's Thunder. Every other Saturday, Stephen and Kelsey from the Arcane Library have teamed up to do a thing called Advengineers.
And
it's this kind of talk show breaking down adventures or what's it like to write and create, to DM, and it's really great. And I believe that runs this Saturday or soon. I'm sure Steven will put something in the comments about that. So
yeah,
a lot of great stuff happening here at Castle Mac.
Last Saturday they did a really good episode on the Dark Citadel.
Was that just this past Saturday?
I think so.
Oh, sadness. So we're probably another week and a half away. Yeah, so here we go, man. We are out of here. I think Steven has got a raid queued up for us. We'd like to thank chat for hanging out. Congratulations to Stump for winning some dice, and to Likes the Villain for winning some new module stuff. And congratulations on 1,000 followers.
Woo.
See you guys soon. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us tonight.
Stay classy, Internet.
Stay classy.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.
See you later.